Hey, welcome aspiring engineers, students, and all kind of people who are trying to enter in this beautiful, innovative world of prompt engineering and open AI, where we transform your engineering abilities to new heights. So, are you ready to unlock the full potential of your coding skills? So, I welcome all of you guys to this amazing prompt engineering for developers course, which is designed to propel your software engineering career to new heights. This comprehensive course is meticulously crafted to cater developers of all levels, no matter from beginners to seasoned professionals as well. So yeah, as you guys know, prompt engineering is all about problem solving, innovation, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And yeah, that's exactly our prompt engineering for developer course is designed to do. Yeah, as we know, ChatGPT is a very powerful language model that is developed by OpenAI and is capable of generating human-like text based on the given prompts. So yeah, let's dive right into it and explore how we can write code using this amazing tool. Yeah, this will be the prompt formula for code generation and code review, where in code generation, you'll first type in write a language, or whatever language you want your code to be. And after that, you're going to type to do something. So whatever desired output you want ChatGPT to give. And in code review, first of all, you're enter the code. And after giving few spaces, you're going to type in your next prompt, which will be review this code for me. All right, so if I could demonstrate this to you guys with the help of a mini lab. So I'm just going to type here, write me a Python code to find square root of a number. And let's just hit enter and see if it will generate the desired output or the desired code for us or not. All right, so it did generate a code for us for the square root of a number. So let's just quickly copy that and paste it into our compilers to see if that's correct or not. So I'm just going to paste here and run that. Okay, so first of all, it's asking me to enter a number. So I'm just going to enter, let's just say I want a square root of 36. So I'm going to hit enter. And yes, so it's saying the square root of 36 is 6. So yeah, this code is working absolutely fine. So by that, you can generate code using simple description in your prompt that you want the desired code to be. So this was a very simple or easy example. So if you can go ahead and let's, just see a bit of a complex example. So I'm just going to type here another one that. So I'm going to type here, write me a Python code for bank management system. So this time I'm demanding a whole project, you can say a whole complex code out of ChatGPT just to see how efficient it is and will it give me the desired output for that or not. So let's just hit enter and see that. All right, yeah, so as you guys can see, just created an example of simple bank management system project by using classes and objects. So yeah, we did get an output for that as well. So let's just copy that and see whether it's working for us or not. So I'm going to hit copy code and go into my compiler again and paste it right here. And let's just run that to see whether it's working or not. So yeah, as you guys can see, this was kind of a mini project that we just generated out of a simple prompt in ChatGPT. So first of all, it's showing count number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The account holder name is also written. Then we have current balance 0. Then we have all the possible information or detail that we want in a bank management system project. So yeah, these were basically few of the examples out of which you can understand how code generation can be done in ChatGPT by using generative AI in Cody. So okay, now let's just move on to code review. So in code review, developers can share their existing code with ChatGPT through the chat interface, and then they can ask for a review for that. And they can inquire about the code's readability, efficiency, or even adherence to coding standards as well. So now let's just go ahead and demonstrate code review through a mini lab. So I'm just going to open my ChatGPT once again. All right, so let's just see I found a code on internet or anywhere, and I'm asked to tell what is code for and what it is used for. So I'm just gonna copy that code and paste into the chat interface over here, and I'm just gonna give it a bit of a space and add in another prompt to review this code for me. So this is a very simple technique. You can just type in your code that you want ChatGPT to review, and after a few spaces, you can just type here, review this code for me. Now let's just see if ChatGPT can tell us what this code is used for. Alright, yes, so as you guys can see, with just a one-layer prompt, review this code for me, ChatGPT has now explained this whole code stepwise with every possible information that we need to know about this code. First of all, it's saying provided code is a simple Python script that determines whether a given number is even or odd. Okay, so now we know what's the title of this code. So now it's reviewing the first line of the code for us, then the second, then the third, then the fourth, and all that as well. So yeah, now you see, like with the help of ChatGPT, not only you can generate code, but you can study and you can learn about code as well, and you can learn step by step, and ChatGPT will provide you all the possible information that you need to know about the code that you put into the input. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video of this amazing module, Generative AI in Coding. So in today's video, we'll explore a powerful technique that is code debugging using prompts in ChatGPT. So yeah, as you guys know, debugging is an essential skill for developers, and it can sometimes be a challenging and time-consuming process. But don't worry, with the help of ChatGPT's prompts, we can simplify and expedite our debugging efforts using only prompts. Alright, so before we start, let me just tell you what code debugging is. So code debugging is actually the process of finding and fixing errors or bugs in the source code of any software. So when software does not work as expected, computer programmers study the code to determine why any errors occur. So yeah, this is basically a very easy concept for you to understand, but that's not why we're here. Today I'll demonstrate to you exactly how we can do that using ChatGPT and using different prompts. So yeah, this will be the prompt formula that we'll be using for code debugging. So first of all, you will write in your code, and after giving some spaces, then you'll type scan the following code for potential problems. So this exact prompt formula can really help you to get your work done of code debugging. So yeah, let's not waste any more time and let's just jump right into our ChatGPT. Alright, so for our first example, I've taken a Python code that divides random number that you put into your parameters. So I've taken a function of divide numbers, then I have also initialized that in the form of result over here. And yeah, at the end, I have printed the values with the parameters inside 0 to 10. So yeah, now it will divide all those values one by one, but there can be a problem in this code, which can be 0 can be in denominator, right? So yeah, that can prove to be an error for us in the code. So if I can go ahead and run this code just to check if it's working or not. So yeah, as you guys can see, we do happen to find an error in that, because obviously if 0 would come in denominator in this code, we will have a math error over here. So what exactly can we do? We can simply type this code in ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to help us remove the error in this code using the prompt formula that I just told you guys earlier. So let's just go to our ChatGPT now and type in our same code. And after giving some spaces, I'm just gonna type in my same prompt formula, which was scan the following code for potential problems. So yeah, now let's just hit enter and see if ChatGPT can help us remove the error for us in this code. Alright, yeah, so as you guys can see, not only ChatGPT helped us remove the error in this code, but it also explains stepwise like what exactly was the problem. So you said the code you provided seems to be a simple function that divides two number. However, there is a potential problem in this code, which is print divide number 10 to 0, which I just told you guys. The problem lies in attempting to divide a number by 0 in most programming languages, including Python. Dividing by 0 results in an error that is known as zero division error. So yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about. So yeah, ChatGPT has helped us remove that error for us, and it also gave us a new code that has fixed that error for us. So it has added if and else function, and it says if b in the denominator will not be equal to 0, then our function will work smoothly. Other than that, in else function, if b would be equal to 0, and then it will print that error division by 0 is not allowed. Alright, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and copy this code, go to my compiler, paste it right here, and try to run that just to see if this is working for us or not. So yeah, first of all, it's just saying enter a numerator. So I'm gonna enter my numerator as, let's just say 8. So after that, let's just take a denominator as 4. So yeah, the answer it just gave us is 2.0, which is absolutely fine. So let's just go ahead and try to run once again. Let's just see that 0 divisible error has been solved or not. So let's just go ahead and enter 4, and for the denominator, now I'm gonna enter 0. So yeah, now it's not giving me any error. Instead, it's just showing me the output that error division by 0 is not allowed, which was in our else function. So yeah, with the help of that, now you can see our error in the code has been fixed successfully. And yeah, thanks to ChatGPT's prompt suggestion, now we are able to quickly identify and fix the bug. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video of Prompt Engineering for Developers course, where in this video, we'll be seeing how you can do code explanation using prompts in your ChatGPT. So yeah, before starting, prompts are actually valuable tools when working with ChatGPT or any language model. They do enable us to guide the model's behavior and generate specific responses based on the context we provide. So yeah, if we move further, let me just tell you guys what exactly is code explanation. So code explanation using AI involves machine learning algorithms and natural language processing techniques to generate human-readable explanations of code. So these basically provide a step-to-step explanation of whatever code you're going to input in your ChatGPT, and it will provide all the information and description of that code. So yeah, moving forward, this would be the prompt formula for code explanation. First of all, you'll type in your code in your ChatGPT, and then after giving few spaces, you're going to type another prompt to explain this code to me step by step. So yeah, that is a very simple and easy formula, and yeah, I'll be showing you guys how exactly you can do that with the help of a lab demonstration. So yeah, without further ado, let's just dive right into it. Alright, so for the first example, here's a code that I found on internet. So I don't know what it is for, I don't know the context for this code, so I'm just gonna copy this code and go into my ChatGPT here, paste it over here, and after I'm gonna do exactly what I told you in the prompt formula. So I'm going to type my formula that explain this code to me step by step. So now let's just enter and see what output or what explanation is going to give it to us for that. Alright, yes, so we did get an output for that. So first of all, it says, sure, let's go through the code step by step. So it's explaining the code step by step. First of all, it says assigning values to the variables, which was our first step to the code. Then the second, it says swapping the values. Then in the next step, we did swap the values, as you guys can see over here. And at the third step, it said printing the results. So the third step was to print the result for the values that we swapped. And yeah, not only that, it also gave us the output for the code as well without putting it into the compiler. So yeah, with the help of this explanation, we can get an idea that this code is for the swap values in our Python code. So if you're not still familiar, you can just ask ChatGPT once again to give you the title for the code, just to be sure once again. So let me just hit another prompt here. So yeah, after giving another prompt to give me the title for this given code, so now it has given title like this code is for swapping variables, or you can say interchanging values in Python. So yeah, this was a very simple example for our first scenario if you want your code to be explained by ChatGPT using prompt. So yeah, let's just go ahead and go to our second example. So let's just go with a bit of a complex example this time. Let's just see if ChatGPT can now help us with the complex examples too. Alright, so this was another example I found on internet regarding a Python code. So yeah, it says something about marks and subjects, but I'm not sure exactly what this code is for. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy this code, paste into my ChatGPT, and after hitting some spaces, I'm just gonna type my prompt formula again to explain this code step by step. Alright, yeah, so it did explain the code to us. So it says, certainly, let's break down the code step by step. First of all, you say the first step was initialization, which was right over here. And then it says you have to input marks, which was our second step. Then it says the third step was to calculate the total marks. Then it says to calculate the average, determine the grade, and print the grade as well. So yeah, this was the basic explanation of the code that we just provided to ChatGPT. And yeah, if you want the title, you can just type in another prompt again to give me the title for this given code. So yeah, it says the title for the given code is grading system, or you can also say calculating grades based on the average marks of a student. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video of Prompt Engineering for Developers course, where in this video, we're going to discuss an exciting topic, which is code translation using prompts in ChatGPT. So yeah, before starting, prompts are an incredibly powerful tool that can assist us in translating code from one programming language to another, and they also allow us to guide the ChatGPT model to generate translation based on the context provided. So yeah, before starting, if I can tell you guys exactly what is code translation. So code translation is basically the process of converting code written in one programming language to another programming language while maintaining the same functionality. This process is also known as code conversion, source-to-source translation, or transpilation as well. So yeah, with the help of code translation, we can just, convert one programming language to another programming language. Let's just say we want to convert a Python file to any JavaScript file or C++ file. We can do that by using ChatGPT and, with the help of only single prompt. And that prompt formula is, first of all, you'll write in your code and then you're going to type translate the following language. Then whatever the language your code will be, you'll write that. And you'll say into the second language, like whatever desired language you want that code to be translated. So yeah, let's just now quickly go into a ChatGPT and see how you can do that with the help of a lab demonstration. All right, so this is a very simple code of, you can say, printing name. So yeah, let's just go ahead and see first of all, like whether it will change this code for us into one language to another. So this is already in Python as it is written over here as well. So I'm just going to copy that, come into my ChatGPT, then paste it over here. And I'm just going to type in my prompt, which was translate the following first language code into second language. So our first language code was Python. And let's just convert it into, let's just go for JavaScript. Alright, let's just now hit enter and see whether it will do that for us or not. Alright, yes, so as you guys can see, it did translated our Python file into the JavaScript or JS file. So let's just go ahead and check whether it's in working state or not. So I'm just going to copy this, go into my JS compiler, which I've already opened over here, paste it right here and try to run that just to see if we have any output for that or not. So yeah, as you guys can see, it's working perfectly fine. So this was a very simple example of how you can convert your Python file into any other file. So let's now go to our second example, a bit of a more complex one, just to see whether it will be challenging for ChatGPT or it will do that for us as well, like a charm. All right, for our next example, I did find a C++ code this time of a restaurant management system project. So yeah, let's just first run this and see if it's working perfectly fine for us at the moment or not. So yeah, as you guys can see, so it's just kind of a simple menu where it will display a few of the dishes where you can pick the dish of your desire. So yeah, let's just go ahead and copy this code, come to our ChatGPT, paste it right here, and after a few spaces, type in a prompt to translate the following first language code into the second language. So this time our first language was C++, and I want that to be translated it in, let's just go for Python this time, and I'm gonna hit enter and see whether it will give me the output for that or not. Alright, yeah, as you guys can see, so it did provided me a Python code of restaurant management system with the same context, with the same logic. So yeah, let's just go ahead and copy that, paste into our Python compiler to see whether it's working or not. So I'm going to do that, try to run this code to get the output. So yeah, as you guys can see, so now our C++ code of restaurant management system has been translated, or you can say changed, into a Python code with the same context. And yeah, as you guys can see, showing us the same desired output that we wanted of the menu of restaurant management system. So yeah, that was basically it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you in the next video with other type of prompt engineering for developers. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video of Prompt Engineering for Developers course, where in this video we have an exciting topic for you guys, that is syntax correction of code using prompts in ChatGPT. So yeah, if you have ever struggled with finding and fixing those inclusive coding errors, so yeah, this video is going to be a game changer for you guys. So yeah, without further ado, let's just dive right into it. But before starting, I want to really tell you guys what exactly is syntax correction of code. So syntax correction of code using prompt prompts involves specific instructions or questions, you can say, given to a language model like ChatGPT to guide its response in identifying and fixing syntax errors. So yeah, with this technique, you can basically prompt ChatGPT to find any errors or syntax problems in the code, and yeah, ChatGPT will help you remove that and update the new code for you that you can use without any problem. So yeah, this would be the prompt formula for your syntax correction. So first of all, you'll type in your code, and then after a few spaces, you're just gonna write update this code by rectifying the syntax for this code. So yeah, let's just now demonstrate this with the help of a lab. So without further ado, let's just dive right into it. So yeah, for the first example, I've taken a simple code of finding average or calculating average, you can say. So yeah, if I can go ahead and try to run this. So yeah, as you guys can see, it's showing some errors. So most likely in this code, we do have a syntax error, but we're not sure about that. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy this code, come into our ChatGPT, paste it right here, and after a few spaces, just type in the same prompt formula that I told you guys earlier, which is update this code by rectifying the syntax for this code. So yeah, let's just now hit enter and see the output for that. Alright, yeah, so now you can see our ChatGPT has provided us a new code. So first of all, if you can check like this code is working or not, so let's just copy that, come into our compiler again, paste it right here, and now let's just go ahead and try to run that. Okay, now you can see our code is working absolutely fine. So it's saying the average is 3, which is absolutely right because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 average is 3. So yeah, this is working absolutely fine. Now let's just come back to our ChatGPT again, and as you guys can see over here, not only it provided us with the right code, but it's also telling us what was exactly the syntax error in our code. So it's saying that to rectify the syntax in the code, you need to make a few changes. First, you need to convert the average to a string before concatenating it with the print statement. Additionally, you can add some error handling to avoid division by 0 if the numbered list is empty. Here's the updated code, and at the end, it says I have added an if statement to check if the count is 0 before calculating the average. So yeah, as you guys can see, it just rectified the syntax error for us in this code. So it has added if else statement over here, like if the count will be 0, so it will return the value 0. Otherwise, it will just calculate the average with a simple formula that is written right over here. So yeah, this was a very basic example of how you can do syntax correction in code using ChatGPT. So let's just now go ahead and go to our second example and just try to look a bit more into that. All right, so here I am with another example of factorial, you can say. So first, let's just go ahead and try to run this if it's working or not. So yeah, as you guys can see, it's showing some kind of an error and it has a syntax error in it. So let's just go ahead and do the same that we just did. Copy this code, come to our ChatGPT, paste it right here, and after giving some spaces, put in our prompt formula, which is update this code by rectifying the syntax for this code. Let's just hit enter now. So yeah, it did provided us with the new code with the rectified syntax error in that. So let's just first go ahead and copy that, come to our compiler, paste it right here, and try to run this. So yeah, now you can see it's showing the factorial of 5 is 120, which is absolutely perfect. So let's just go ahead and now see like what kind of syntax error a ChatGPT has helped us to remove. So yeah, it's saying to rectify the syntax in the code, you need to convert the number and result variables to string before concatenating them with the print statement. So in this updated code, it has used the string function to convert the number and result variables to string before concatenating them with the print statement. So this ensures that these variables are correctly combined with the surrounding string. So yeah, it has added a string variable or a function, you say, in a print function in order to remove a syntax error in the code. So yeah, that is a very simple or basic technique by which you can remove any kind of syntax errors or any mathematical errors as well in your code by using just a single prompt that I just told you guys earlier. So yeah, that will be it for this video. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next one with another technique, another tutorial. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video of Prompt Engineering for Developers course, where in this video, we'll dive into a fascinating topic that every programmer wants to master, which is improving code performance using prompts in ChatGPT. So yeah, if you ever wondered how to optimize your code for speed and efficiency, so yeah, you're in the right place. So in this video, I'll be telling you guys exactly how you can do that with the help of simple prompts in your ChatGPT. So before starting, if I can tell you exactly what is improving improving performance of code in using prompts. So improving performance of code involves leveraging prompts provided to a language model like ChatGPT to receive suggestions for optimizing code execution. And by instructing the model to identify problems and improvements, developers can obtain insights on algorithmic enhancements, code refactoring, or even better resource utilization as well. So for the optimization of your code, this would be the prompt formula that you can use in your ChatGPT, which is, first of all, you're going to write in your code, and after a few spaces, you're going to prompt ChatGPT to please review the following code and suggest optimizations to improve its performance. So without further ado, let's just demonstrate it with the help of a lab. Alright, so here I am with the Python code of simple formula of adding two numbers. So if I can go ahead and try to run this, it will run absolutely fine. But there might be a few of the optimization problems in that. Like, there might be some core problems, or you can say some processing problems, that this code might be taking a lot of time to process all this code. And what we can do, we can just copy this code, paste into our ChatGPT and ask him to improve its performance, to add certain algorithms in that in order to, help it run more efficiently and more faster. So let's just go ahead and copy this code. Come to our ChatGPT, paste it right here, and after a few spaces, let's just type in our prompt formula, which was, please review the following code and suggest the optimization to improve its performance. Alright, so now you can see, so it just provided step-to-step explanation of how you can, add certain things or remove certain things in order to make your code more efficient and to improve its performance. So first of all, it's saying use the built-in sum function, and it's saying you can consider using a generator expression, and then you can use plus equal to operator for summing. So now you can see it just provided a few of the steps with certain explanation of how you can, improve the efficiency, or you can say performance of this code. So first of all, is say you can use a sum function in your code. Python provides a built-in sum function that can calculate the sum of list number. You can replace a for loop with a single line of code using sum. So this can be a pretty good change in your code. Then instead you can use a generator expression, which really helps in order to improve the performance of your code. So that is very important. So it's also say you can consider using the statistic function of sum, which is also really good. And then it's saying you can utilize a NumPy library and all those important suggestions that you can follow, and you can help make your code more efficient and more reliable. So if you want, you can also now say ChatGPT to provide you with a new code with all those suggestions included in that. So I can enter another prompt to give me a new updated code with all the provided suggestions above. So let's just hit enter and see whether it will give us the updated code for that or not. So now you can see it just provided us with the new code, and it has included all those suggestions, which was NumPy, calculate sum, a result generator, and everything that you need to add or put into your code in order to make it more efficient and reliable. So let's just go ahead and check that, copy this code, go to our compiler, paste it right here, and try to run this. So now you can see now our code is giving us a more efficient and a more reliable output. And with the help of few changes, now your code is very good to use, and it will now run more efficiently and more smoothly without taking much of the compiling time. So that was basically it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next one with another tutorial, another technique. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video of Prompt Engineering for Developers course, where in this video today we have an exciting topic to discuss, which is function writing in code with prompts using ChatGPT. So whether you are a beginner or an experienced programmer, so understanding how to use prompts effectively can greatly enhance your coding skill. We're going to do exactly that. So without further ado, let's just dive right into it. First of all, we're going to discuss what exactly is a prompt. A prompt is a way to interact with the user and gather input within your code. And it also allows you to request specific information and then use that input to perform various actions. So moving further, if I can tell you guys exactly what is function writing using ChatGPT. So function writing using prompts in ChatGPT refers to the process of writing code that includes function and utilizes prompts to interact with the user. And not only that, it also allows the program to request specific information from the user and gather input of that, and then you can use use that input to perform various actions within your code. So yeah, with the help of ChatGPT and AI now, not only you can generate whole line code, but also you can generate various functions in order to use that in your code or in your projects. So yeah, this will be the prompt formula for generating function using ChatGPT. So first of all, you write a function to do something. You're going to write whatever you want that function to be or whatever you desire to do. And after that, you'll write in language, like whatever language you want that function to be. So yeah, without further ado, let's just demonstrate that with the help of a lab. Alright, so here I am with my ChatGPT open. So yeah, for the first example, I'm just going to prompt ChatGPT to write me a function that calculates the area of a rectangle based on the user input. And after that, I have selected language as Python today. Alright, so now let's just go ahead and hit enter to see the output of that. Alright, yeah, so now you can see ChatGPT has now generated a function for us to calculate the area of rectangle based on the user input. So yeah, it has provided a whole new terminal with the code inside of that. So what I can do is I can copy this code, go to my Python compiler, paste it right here, and I can run this code in order to see whether it's working fine or not. So yeah, first of all, as you guys can see, it's first asking me to enter the length of the rectangle. So let me just go ahead and enter 3 as the length, and after that it's asking me for the width. Let's just go ahead and enter 2 for the width. So yeah, it's saying the area of the rectangle is 6, which is length into width. So 3 multiplied by 2 is gonna be 6. So yeah, as you guys can see, with the help of just a single prompt, by putting all the parameters about exactly what we want, and now we can help ourselves to generate functions using ChatGPT. So yeah, let's just go ahead and go to our ChatGPT again, enter our second example in some other language, which I'll do. Create a function that generates n number of random numbers between 1 and 10 in C++ language. So this time I have selected language as C++. So let's just go ahead and hit enter to see the output of that. Alright, yeah, so now you can see just generated a function of C++, which is to generate a number of random numbers between 1 and 10. So let's just go ahead and check that, copy this code, go to our C++ compiler, paste it right here and try to run this. So yeah, now it's saying enter the number of random numbers to generate. So let's just go ahead and enter the numbers now. So yeah, I have entered 6 numbers I want this code to generate. So it has generated 6 random numbers for me. So let's just go ahead and try to run this again. So this time I will try to generate more and more numbers. So let's just go ahead and go for, let's just say 25. So this time it has generated 25 random numbers for me. So yeah, this was basically a few examples of how you can generate different types of functions of whatever you desire using different prompts in ChatGPT. So yeah, that was basically it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, bye-bye. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video of Prompt Engineering for Developers course, where in this video, we have an exciting topic to explore, that is generating classes in code by prompts using ChatGPT. So yeah, as you guys know, classes are an essential concept in object-oriented programming, and understanding how to create them with prompts can take your coding skills to another level. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get started. But before that, I want to really tell you guys what exactly is generating classing using ChatGPT. So this refers to the process of creating class structures and objects dynamically with the assistance of ChatGPT, which is a language model. So yeah, classes are fundamental in object-oriented programming, which is OOP that I just told you guys earlier. And you know, by that you can use to define objects with specific attributes and behaviors as well. So yeah, this will be the prompt formula for generating classes. So yeah, you will type in generate a class for. So after that, you will type whatever purpose or whatever class you want to generate, and in language, like whatever your desired language is gonna be. So yeah, let's just now go ahead and demonstrate this with the help of a lab. Alright, so here I am with my ChatGPT open. So for the first example of class generation, I'm just gonna type a prompt here that create a class of rectangle to find the length and area of that rectangle in Python. So yeah, let's just go ahead and see the output of that. Alright, yes, so now you can see it just created a Python code for me with the class rectangle, and in that class it uses a couple of functions, one for the length of that rectangle and the other for the area. So yeah, let's just go ahead and check this code, copy this, come to my Python compiler, paste it right here and try to run that. Alright, yes, so as you guys can see, the code is working absolutely fine. So the length of the rectangle over here is showing 16, which was sum of all the lengths, and 5 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3 is 16, and the area of that rectangle is going to be 5 multiplied by 3, which is 15, and it's written right here. All right, so now let's just now go ahead and move to our second example, in which I'll be prompting ChatGPT to create a code using class student to find the grades of that student in C++. So yeah, let's just now go ahead and see the output of this code. Alright, yeah, so now you can see it just provide the code of our desired prompt that we just input, and yeah, it has generated the class student and along with all the important functionalities as well. So let's just now go ahead and copy this code, come to our C++ compiler, paste it right here and try to see the output of that. Alright, so it's showing the average grade of that student is 89, which is absolutely perfect as we can see over here. So yeah, these were basically a few of the examples of how you can generate classes and use them in your code or in your projects without any problem by using just single prompt. So yeah, that will be it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone. We are in the brand new course, which is Prompt Engineering for Developers. And in this section, we'll explore Amazon CodeWhisperer, okay? So this is basically an introductory video on Amazon CodeWhisperer. Like, we will see what Amazon CodeWhisperer is and what does it do, okay? So Amazon CodeWhisperer is an AI coding companion that generates whole line and full function code suggestions in your IDE like VS Code or PyCharm to help you get more done faster, okay? It generates real-time, single line or full function code suggestions in your integrated development environments to help you quickly build softwares. So basically, it is a wonderful coding companion which can actually do code completion tasks for you. Like, it is future of coding in the upcoming programming world. It empowers the developers to responsibly use AI to create synthetically correct and secure applications. So as you can see the official web page of Amazon CodeWhisperer, so the punchline says, build applications faster and more securely with your AI coding companion, okay? So you can see right here, it says get more done faster. So you can use it inside of VS Code, and that's really cool thing in my view, okay? It is basically trained on billions of lines of code and can generate code suggestions ranging from simple snippets to full functions in real time based on your comments. So basically you give a comment inside your main file, and then it basically provides you with the code snippets or full function code. So with it, you can code with confidence and it enhances the code security, okay? So you can see right here that it is available in these IDEs, okay? VS Code, IntelliJ IDEA, PyCharm, and inside of AWS Cloud9 and AWS Lambda Console, okay? So these are the IDEs that are supported by AWS CodeWhisperer, and it supports these languages: Python, Java, JavaScript, TypeScript, and C#, okay? You can check out the official page of AWS CodeWhisperer, so you will get to know about it in a better way, okay? So that's it for the introduction on AWS CodeWhisperer. So I hope you like this video. In the next video, we'll see how to set it up inside of VS Code, okay? So we can actually get started with our AWS CodeWhisperer, okay? Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye. Alright, so we are back with another video in the course Prompt Engineering for Developers, and as you all know that we are in Amazon CodeWhisperer section, okay? So the previous video was a bit of introduction on Amazon CodeWhisperer, and in this video we'll see how to set it up inside of VS Code so that we can start using it, okay? To solve coding problems actually. So to set it up, what you need to do is actually you need to open up VS Code. Yeah, make sure that you have the latest version of Visual Studio Code installed, and you also need to make sure that you have all the updates of VS Code installed as well. I just downloaded the VS Code right now, so we have to set it up. So I'll choose this theme, which is dark modern. So that's Okay, so I'll just mark it done. So I am inside of my VS Code. You can see right here. So now what you need to do is you need to go to the extensions on the left hand side right here, and you need to type in here AWS. Yeah, this one right here. You need to install AWS Toolkit. If I just click on this one, you can see right here, it says that it includes the support for CodeWhisperer. This is the one we need. Code Catalyst. This is another service of AWS, Lambda, S3 Bucket, CloudWatch Logs, and many other, okay? So this is actually the toolkit which we need to install. So I'll just click on install button right here. So it will take a while to install AWS toolkit for me. Yeah, all right. You can see right here that our AWS toolkit has successfully been installed. You can see right here. So now what we need to do, let's just close this extensions panel. Just close this one out. I'll close this one as well. And if I go back to my Explorer in VS Code, and you can see on the left hand side, now there is an AWS icon right here, okay? It means that our AWS toolkit extension is successfully being installed, okay? So if for some reason you cannot see this icon after installing AWS extension, toolkit extension, you just need to restart your VS Code editor, okay? So now if I just click on this AWS option right here, so you can see there are plenty of options like connect to AWS to get started, Code Catalyst, CDK, and CodeWhisperer. So this is the one which we need. So if I just expand this, so I can just click on this start button right here, okay? So there are a few options. So basically it says that select a feature to add a connection. So there are two options. First of all, AWS Explorer. So basically you can use this extension to view, modify, and deploy AWS resources. So we don't need this one. Actually, we need CodeWhisperer, which is AI-powered code suggestions tool, okay? So when we select this thing, so there are options. Like it says you need to sign up or sign in with AWS Builder ID. So basically AWS Builder ID is an AWS account which is actually used to test various different resources of AWS, okay? So it is basically a free account. You don't need any credit card information or anything like that. That's really amazing and cool, okay? So what we need to do here is we just need to click on sign up or sign in, okay? So now it says follow the instructions. So here you can see it says copy code for AWS Builder ID. So this is the code that you need, okay? So I'll just click on copy code and proceed. So now it says, do you want code to open the external website? So I'll just click on open to open a browser window for me. So here you can see it opens up a browser window. So if I go back to my AWS, so this is the code which I need to enter in here, okay? Okay, I think I copied my code. So I'll just click Control V and then I'll just click on next button. So now it will take you to the new page where you need to fill up some information. So yeah, it opened up a new page for us where it says that create AWS Builder ID. So what you need to do here is you need to provide in your email address. So I will provide my email address. So you need to provide your Gmail account or anything like that. So just click on next. Let me zoom in it a bit so that it would be properly visible. Okay. So here it says like write your name. This might be visible to other people using AWS. So it won't be an issue. I'll provide my name here and then I'll just click next. So it says that it has sent a verification code to your email, this one, which I provided before. So I'll just see the verification code and I'll just write it quickly here. So the verification code says 408485. So I'll just click on verify. Yeah, it will take a while to actually complete the sign up process. I think it would ask you to create a password, which would be the last step actually. Let's wait and see what happens, okay? Okay, so it successfully took me to the new page and it says your email address has been successfully verified. Now you need to create your password. So I'll just choose password for me. Yeah, it says uppercase and lowercase letters. So Yeah, this password is fine. Okay, it matches. So I'll just click on create AWS Builder ID. So it will take a while to complete your request. So yeah, I think it's already done. Yeah, now it says that allow AWS Toolkit for VS Code to access your data. So we'll just simply click on allow and it says please wait. So now it says AWS Toolkit for VS Code can now access your data, and you can close this window and start using AWS Toolkit for VS Code. So I'll just close this one out. I'll just minimize it. So you can see right here, it says connected to CodeWhisperer with AWS Builder ID. So you can see how easy it was. Okay. So I'll just close this one out. And now what I will do here, I'll go back to my Explorer and I'll just click on create new file. And I will just create a Python file. Okay. So let's just close this one out. So if I go back to my AWS, make sure that your AWS CodeWhisperer is up and running. So basically you can pause it from here and you can also resume it. So make sure that it's running. So now what I need to do here is I'll just give it comments. Okay. So I'll say print hello world. So you can see right here, it's working here. And you see, it just gave me a code to print hello world. Okay. To accept this code suggestion, you need to press Tab key on your keyboard. So I press Tab, you can see it's accepted now. So this was pretty much a basic example. So let's test it with a tough example. So I'll say create a Python. I don't need to write Python. Create a dictionary of countries. Yeah, you can see right here and capitals. Okay. And also print that dictionary. So now let's see what it gives. You can see here it's working. Yeah. Okay. Again, enter. Again, enter. Enter. Okay. Yeah. It's not printing. So let's give it another one like this. Yeah. You can see right here. It's now working. Okay. So now let's try with another example. The last one for this video. And I'll say write a for loop to iterate from 1 to 100. Okay. Yeah. You can see right here. Yeah. Can you see how simple is that? So let's try with another example. Write a program to reverse an integer. Okay. This is basically a very common interview question that's been asked nowadays. So suppose the number is 1234. It's initializing the number and it's taking a variable which is reverse equals to 0, and while number is greater than 0, yeah, it's taking the modulus of the number. That's really amazing. And it says print reverse of the number. That's really cool. So let's just run this file by just clicking F5 on the keyboard. So first it says save. So I'll call this file as sample and I'll just click on save. So it's asking the debug configuration. So basically it's a Python file. So I'll just choose Python here. So yeah, you can see, first of all, it's printing this thing right here, print hello world on the console, which is here, hello world. Then it created a dictionary of actually the countries with their capitals, and it printed out the dictionary, which is like India, New Delhi, USA, Washington, DC, UK, London, Australia, Canberra. Okay, so it printed out the dictionary. So then it printed out the number from 1 to 100. So you can see right here 1 till 100. So at the last, it just wrote a program to actually reverse this integer. So 1 2 3 4 becomes 4 3 2 1. So that's really amazing and awesome. You can see right here. So that marks the end of this video. In the next video, we'll see some other examples, like real life examples and coding scenarios, which we can solve using AWS CodeWhisperer. So, all right. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I shall catch you up in the next one. Till then, have a good time. Bye. All right, guys. I hope you are having a great time out there. We are in the course Prompt Engineering for Developers. Okay. And currently we are in the section of Amazon's CodeWhisperer. In the previous video, we saw how to set up Amazon CodeWhisperer. In the previous video, we also saw some basic examples to see how Amazon CodeWhisperer works. Okay. In this video, we'll be going to take it one step further We will try it with some more tougher examples to see whether it performs well in those circumstances, okay? So without further ado, I'll just open up my Visual Studio Code and we'll just start our video, okay? First of all, what I need to do is I will create a new file. So I'll just create a Python file. Okay, so let me just close this thing out. And if I just click on AWS CodeWhisperer, and from here, yeah, it is running, okay? Make sure that your extension is up and running. Otherwise, you won't be able to generate code snippets, okay? So here in this video, what we'll try to do is we'll try to create functions, generate classes, and algorithms, okay? So first of all, we'll move on to the functions part, okay? So first of all, I'll say AWS CodeWhisperer to generate a function that, or I can give it a better prompt, like write a function that generates first 5 numbers of the Fibonacci sequence, okay? That's good. So if I press enter, you can see right here, it's defining a function. If I again click enter, so to accept the code snippet, what you need to do is you need to actually press tab key. So if I press tab key, I'll accept the snippet, and again, I think it's done. So I'll also give it a command like print the sequence. Yeah, you can see for I in range 5, it will now print the sequence for me. Print Fibonacci I. Yeah, it's giving me another suggestion to generate a function, so I'll just ignore that. Okay, the moment of truth, let's just test our function. So I'll just press F5 on the keyboard and I will just call this file as sample, and I'll just click save, and it's asking me for the debug configuration. So it's a Python file, so I'll just click on this thing right here. So you can see right here, it's generated first 5 numbers of the Fibonacci series. You can see, right? How cool is that? You just saved a lot of time and effort writing this code. All you need is actually the prompts to master AWS CodeWhisperer, okay? That was cool. That was amazing, okay? So now let's try to create another function, okay? So I'll say write a function. So you can see it gives out the suggestions as well. So we don't need this thing. Write a function that generates a specified number of random integers between 1 and 10. Okay, so basically we want it to generate a function that can generate a specified number, let's say 5 random integers between 1 and 10. So let's say how it performs. Okay, so if I click enter, it's working. So first of all, it's importing the random library. So again, I'll press enter. So yeah, it's defining the function. So yeah, for I in range n, print random.rand int. This is the way you print the random integers between 1 and 10. So yeah, it's done. So now I'll show you that it not just only takes the prompt to complete the code, you can also write the code and it can give you cool suggestions, okay? So if I just try to initialize a random variable with random numbers, you can see it's completing the code for you. Like it will take 5 random numbers, okay? And then I think if I just give it a print command, so yeah, you can see right here it's completing the code for you and it's giving you another suggestion. So I'll just ignore this thing out. So let's just first comment all this thing out, okay? And just try to run this to see whether it generates 5 random integers between 1 to 10 or not, okay? So I'll just click F5 on the keyboard. So you can see 5, 3, 8, 8, 6. Awesome and amazing. You can see it generated 5 random integers between 1 and 10. So you see how cool it was, okay? So now we'll come on to the classes, okay, to see whether how it works on classes. So I have a prompt with me, so I'll just paste this prompt out there to save time actually. So I'll say define a student class with attributes like name, age, and grade, okay, along with a method to display the student's information. Let's see whether it creates a class correctly or not. So I'm pretty much confident. So it's creating a class for me of student. So you can see it's actually initializing the class first. and then it is providing me with a method to display the information. So how cool is that? So let's try to initialize this class. Yeah, let's try to initialize this. So you see how cool is it? It's giving me the snippet to initialize the class as well. You can see it's giving me the method as well, like student.display to display that as well. So let's comment the other thing out and let's see whether it works correctly or not. So it should display John 20 and A, the grade of the student. Okay, so if I just click F5 on the keyboard, so you can see right here, see how cool is it? Yeah, it just generated a complete class with just one prompt. You don't need to worry about the code. You just need to master the prompting skills, okay? So let's try to generate another class, okay? Yeah, that's fine. Define a class called rectangle that has two attributes, length and width. And we can modify this prompt like also provide a method to calculate area of rectangle. So let's see how it behaves here, okay? Class rectangle, yeah, it's initializing the class and it's defining a method to calculate the area, okay? So let's give it another prompt like initialize the class with values of length and width and print the area. So you see how cool it was? It just initializes the class and it will then print the area. Let's comment all of this thing out and to see whether it will give me the area or not. It should just display 200 on the console, okay? Yeah, you can see right here how cool it was. It just generated the complete class for me, defined a method of area, and then printed the area for me. So that was really awesome and amazing. Now the third part of this video, we will move on to the algorithms, okay? Because the algorithms are really tougher one. So I'll say implement the bubble sort, which is a very common algorithm to sort a list of numbers in ascending order. So let's see how it performs. Oops. Yeah, it's just defining the algorithm for me. So now let's give it a prompt like take a list of numbers, or we can say instead of take, we can say initialize. That would be a better prompt actually. Yeah, initialize the list of numbers and print the sorted list. So let's see whether it will initialize the list and can it sort it in ascending order or not. So yeah, you can see it just initialized a randomly sorted list, and let's see, and it's like implementing the bubble sort on it, and then it will print that list. So let's just comment all of this thing out, see whether it's working or not. Okay, so the moment of truth, I'll press F5. So yeah, you can see right here how cool it was. Okay, so that's really amazing. You can see. So now I'll check it with the last algorithm. I'll say write an algorithm for binary exponentiation. Okay, so that's the idea. So yeah, you can see it's just generating the function with two parameters like base comma exponent. So it says if the exponent equals 0, it should return 1. Otherwise it will return base to the power, actually binary exponentiation. So that's cool. Okay, so now I'll say take base and exponent from the user and print the result. Okay, so it will take the base from the user and it will take the exponent from the user as well, and then it should print the result. So yeah, you can see right here. Okay, so it's passing the base and exponent to the binary exponentiation function. Okay, so let's comment the other thing out to see whether this thing will work or not. So I'll just press F5 on the keyboard. So it's asking me to enter a base. So I'll say 2 and the exponent should be 5. So 2 raised to the power 5, the answer should be 32. So yeah, you can see right here how cool it was. Okay, so you see how easy you can generate code snippets using AWS CodeWhisperer. So that marks our end of this video. In the next one, we will actually try to implement a complete capstone project using AWS CodeWhisperer. So that's it for this video. I will catch you up in the next video of this series. Till then, have a good day. Bye. Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing great. Welcome back to another video in the course Prompt Engineering for Developers, and we are in the section Amazon's CodeWhisperer, okay? So in the previous video, we saw how to generate functions, classes, and algorithms using AWS CodeWhisperer. So basically, we are moving step by step, and we are actually testing the AWS CodeWhisperer to see whether it performs in the tougher and tougher scenarios or not, okay? So in this video, we'll see how to solve real-life coding problems or scenarios using AWS CodeWhisperer, okay? So without further ado, I'll just open up my Visual Studio Code and we'll just start our lab, okay? So if I open up my VS Code, so yeah, this is actually our file from the previous video. So I'll just close this thing. This is an untitled file. So yeah, I'll just create a new file and I will just create a Python file. Okay, so I'll just close this terminal and we will be testing it on 3 examples, okay? So yeah, the first example I'll give like write. So we'll ask it to write complete programs instead of actually writing snippets. So I'll say write a program to find the largest element in a list, okay? So for example, you have got a list of elements and you have to calculate the largest element. So this program will actually be responsible for that, okay? So if I press enter, so let's see what it gives. So yeah, first you can see it's initializing a list. So it's initialized a list from 1 to 10. And if I press enter again, you can see it's working from here. So it's just initialized a variable of max with the first element of the list. You know that this index 0 represents the first element in the list. So it took the first element of the list 1 and assigned it to the max variable, okay? So if I press enter again, so I think it will now take a for loop for I in list. So it will iterate through complete list actually, okay? So if I is greater than max, so what it will do actually is it will iterate the list, like it will first take the first element, and if it's actually greater than the max element, so it will assign that element to the max. So when it will iterate the complete list, so the largest will fit in the max, okay? So that's the idea. So if I press tab, I'll accept this thing. Yeah, it's pretty much done, okay? So we are outside of the for loop. So I'll now just print my max variable. So you can see it's just completing that for you as well. So if I press tab, it will accept that. So now it's pretty much done, okay? So the moment of truth actually. So I'll just press F5 on the keyboard. So I'll call this file as real life problems, okay? So I press save. So it should return actually the 10, okay? Yeah, you can see right here. It's just returned 10. So let's just change the list. I'll make this thing 20. Let's try not to make it a sorted list to see whether it's working or not. Okay, so I'll call this thing 50 and 16. So yeah, it's not sorted one. So it should return 50 now. Okay, so I'll just press F5 to see whether it will return 50. Yeah, you can see right here. Awesome and amazing. You see how cool it is? We just gave it a prompt, a single prompt, and it solved a real life problem for us. You see how cool and amazing it was? So now let's just move on to the next example or next real life problem or scenario. Okay. So this will be a little tougher one. Okay. Write a program that counts the occurrence of each word in a sentence, okay? So basically the idea is I'm asking AWS CodeWhisperer to write a program, okay, that counts the occurrence of each word in a sentence. Like if I give a sentence, so what it should do is it should count the occurrence of each word. So that's the idea, okay? So if I press enter, so let's see what it generates. So yeah, it's just initializing a sentence like I am a good boy. And if I press enter again, so now what it is doing, first of all, it is actually splitting the sentence, okay? So split function is actually the default string function in Python. So it's using that function. So it's basically splitting the sentence into unique words, okay? So for I in words, now it will iterate the words actually, okay? It will iterate the words. So when it will come to the first word, so it will just print the count of that word, okay? So yeah, I think that's it. That's completed. So now let's first comment all of this thing out and to check whether it's working or not, okay? So if I press F5 on the keyboard, so you can see I, it's occurring once, am, it's occurring once, it's occurring once, okay, good is occurring once, and boy is occurring once, okay? All right, so you see how cool it is. It's just generated a complete program that counts the occurrence of each word in a sentence. So let me just try to modify the sentence. Like I will just give 2 times and I'll just add very 2 times. Yeah, I will add I at the start as well here. So if I press F5, okay, let me just expand this thing up. Yeah, you see right here, the occurrence has changed. Like it says I is occurring 2 times because in the loop, it will just print out each of the word. So I here is again, like it's occurring 2 times. Am is occurring once. A is occurring 2 times. Very is occurring 2 times. Again, it's consoling the A, then very 2 times, good once, and boy once. You see how cool it is. AWS CodeWhisperer is the future of programming, okay? It basically can write full programs with just a single line of prompt, okay? You can solve any real-life coding problem. Just you need to do is to try to make it understand the problem, okay? So that's basically the art of prompt engineering. Okay, now let's try to solve another example really quickly so that we can wrap up this video, okay? So I'll say, write a program that generates a random password with a specific length, okay? So if I just click enter to see whether it will work or not, I just press enter. Yeah, first of all, it's importing the random library because it's mandatory if you need to generate a password. So a random password, so you need a random library, okay? Now what it will do, it's basically taking the length as an input from the user, okay? So the user will provide the length of the password. And if I again click enter, yeah, so now it is defining the lowercase alphabets, all of them, because it will now save the lowercase, I think the uppercase as well. Yeah, I think it will store the uppercase as well, yeah, and some kind of special characters, numbers, okay. Yeah, there are symbols or that we call some special characters. Now I think it will randomly merge those characters to generate a password of a specific length. I think it will ask the password will be lower plus upper plus numbers plus symbols. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it's basically using the dot join function. So it will basically randomly pick from these lowercase, uppercase numbers plus symbols, okay? You can see right here, all represents this thing. And then it will provide the length as well to actually keep the size of that random, okay? Oops, the suggestion's gone. Okay, all right. You see right here? And then it will just print out the password on the console, okay? So the moment of truth, I think it's done, pretty much done. So I'll just comment the upper code to see whether this thing will work or not, okay? So I'll just press F5 on the keyboard. Yeah, it's saying that enter the length of password. So for instance, I need 4-character password, okay? Yeah, you see it is generating a randomly created password for us. Like there's one number and there are randomly 2 lowercase letters and then there's a plus symbol. Let's run that again. Yeah, it's asking the length again. Let's do it 8 this time. So yeah, this is the password. You can use it, like it's a really strong password, but you need to actually save it somewhere so that you do not lost it. Let's try it with some other, like 12 characters maybe. Yeah, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, you see how cool it is. You just wrote single line and it saved you a lot of time and effort generating this function or this program manually. So that is the idea of this video. You don't need to get much into coding. You need to actually master the art of prompt engineering to get started into the world of programming. That's the concept of this course. And in the next videos, what we will try to see, we will try to pick up a complete capstone project and we'll just try to actually solve that project by using the prompts, okay? All we will provide the AWS CodeWhisperer with prompts and it will iteratively solve the project for us. So that's the idea of the next video that I am telling you in advance. So thank you so much for watching this video and I shall catch you up in the next video of this section. Till then, have a good time. Bye. All right, guys. I hope you all are doing great. So in the course of prompt engineering for developers, we are in the section of Amazon's CodeWhisperer, okay? In this section, we see how to solve complex coding problems with Amazon's CodeWhisperer with just the power of prompt engineering, okay? So I hope you liked the previous sections. In this section, we will be solving a complete capstone project using Amazon's CodeWhisperer. So this will be a really great journey, okay? So first of all, I will just define the project for you. We are going to build a machine learning model on dataset, on housing dataset, famous dataset called California housing dataset. So we will be implementing that. So first of all, I will take you to the official website of that dataset. So this is the one we will be actually looking at, like fetch California housing. So we will import this dataset and this dataset has total of 20,640 samples and dimensionality is 8 and it has real features and you can see the parameters. It has returns column as well. We won't go into much detail about the dataset. We will actually take this dataset and build the machine learning model with the power of prompt engineering. I will suppose myself as a noob developer, like I know very little about the machine learning and development, and I will try to just solve this project by the power of prompt engineering, okay? So it would be really exciting. I am really excited. So I think you should also be. So the first step, I will just open up my VS Code and we will just start our lab, okay? So this is the file from our previous lecture. So I'll just close all of these things out, okay? So I can just close this terminal as well. I have already created a file. It's plain text. I will change it to Python because we are going to solve a machine learning project. Okay, so let's just hide this Explorer window, and I will just click on my AWS extension right here and make sure that your CodeWhisperer is up and running. Okay, so now the first thing we need to do is we need to actually import this thing. Okay, like from sklearn.datasets we have to import fetch California housing. So suppose I don't know this thing, so I'll just write a prompt. Okay, so I'll say from sklearn datasets import fetch California housing dataset and load it as well. Let's see how it works. Okay, yeah, it's just importing the dataset for me. You can see right here from sklearn.datasets import fetch California housing. Yeah, you can see it's also loading the dataset for me. That's really cool actually. And now it's printing the description of the dataset. Okay, so I'll say print the description of California housing dataset, and we need to put this variable inside of this thing. Okay, and we need to close the brackets. So yeah, that's it. So let's just put the colon here. That's awesome. So now basically our project is being divided into different steps. To solve any machine learning project, you need different steps. So the first step is project definition. Okay, you need to define a project. So the second step would be data collection. Okay, and the third step would be data exploration. The fourth one would be data pre-processing, and the fifth one would be model building. Sixth one would be model evaluation, and the seventh step would be, yeah, you see it's giving me the suggestion as well. Seventh step would be visualization. Okay, yeah, that's cool. So to define the project, basically I'll just comment it, we are building a machine learning model. Yeah, that's fine, to predict based on the California datasets. Suppose this is our project definition. Okay, so our definition is done, and this is the part of our data collection. So I'll just move this thing here, so you should be aware of on which step we are actually. Okay, so yeah, this thing right here, we are in the second step where we are collecting the data. Okay, now let's just run to see whether it's describing the dataset or not, like how our dataset looks like. Okay, so I'll just click F5 on the keyboard, and I will call this file as machine learning project. Okay, so debug configuration will be a Python file. Yeah, let me just expand this so you can see the description of California housing dataset. Characteristics like number of instances 20,640, attributes 8 numeric. So it has like median income in block group, house age, median house age in block group, average rooms, average number of rooms, average bedrooms, population, like average occupancy, like average number of household members, latitude and longitude. Okay, and missing attributes are none. So you can read it from here. Okay, so that's really amazing. So I'll just comment this thing out because it's already working. So our second step is done actually. So now we need data exploration part. Okay, for that I will say import pandas because I need to convert it into data frame. Okay, basically load this thing into our machine learning model. So it's importing pandas for me. So I will say convert housing data set into pandas data frame. Okay, so I'll click enter. So yeah, you can see right here. Okay, it's converting the data set into data frame. Yeah, and if I click enter again, so yeah, it's printing. So I'll say now like print first. Yeah, that's fine. 5 rows of the data frame. So basically, I want to see how my data looks like. So it's saying print data.head. Basically, head is the method in Python that displays the first 5 elements, and the tail is for the last 5 one. Okay. So I'll just press F5 to see like how my data looks like. So yeah, you can see right here, these are the first 5 rows. This is how it looks like. Okay, awesome. So our third step is completed. Now we need to pre-process our data so that we could build our model. Okay, basically we will pre-process the data here and then send this data into the next step for model building. That is the concept. Okay, actually I need 2 libraries here, like train test split and standard scaler. Okay, so I will just give a prompt like from sklearn import test train split, because we need to split our data into train and test. Okay, and standard scaler as well. Yeah, it's importing the test train split for me, and it will import the standard scaler as well. Yeah, that's fine. Now I need to split the data into target variable. We need to target one variable, and we need to split the data into features. So I'll say split the data into features and target variable. So if I click enter, so yeah, you can see it's dropping some columns and it's taking the Y. The target variable is median house value, and now it's saying that split the data into training and testing data. So yeah, that is actually what we need to do next. So it's giving you these steps as well. Okay, so you see how intelligent is AWS CodeWhisperer. So I'll just click enter. So yeah, you see it's splitting the testing and training data set. So I'll just take this thing. Okay, so the next thing I'll say, scale the features of dataset. So we need to scale the features so that it would work efficiently. Okay, so it's using this standard scaler to scale the features of dataset. So if I press enter again, so it's basically now fitting the X-train dataset. Yeah, it's transforming it, and then it will just print the X-train. That's fine, because it wasn't mandatory, so it was just commenting it out. Okay, yeah, our fourth step is pretty much done here. So I'll just press F5 on the keyboard to see whether there are any errors or not. Okay, so yeah, there is an error actually. Like it says med house val not found in the access. Okay, we need to enter this thing. It's not picking the right columns actually. So that's the issue. Yeah, you can see right here, this is our testing data, which is printed out there. You can see this thing. Okay, now I do not need to print this thing again, so I'll just comment this thing out. Okay, so I think the video is getting too long here. So what I can do here is, so actually I am going to divide this into 2 parts. Okay, so this marks our end of part 1. In the next part of this video, what we will see, we will just build our model. We will then evaluate the model, and we will then see the visualization part. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye. Alright guys, so in the previous video you saw we completed these 4 steps. Okay, so the step 1 was the project definition. So in the second step we collected the data from Fetch California housing dataset, and then we performed data exploration, and then we just performed some data pre-processing. Okay, so now our data is pre-processed and is ready actually. So what we need to do here is we need to build our model. Okay, so let's move on to that part. So now I am in the process of model building. I will build my model here. So I'll say import linear regression model from sklearn. Okay, because we will use a linear regression model to actually train our data set. So yeah, this is our linear regression model. And now I will say create a linear regression model. So it will create one for me. Yeah, LM equals linear regression. Now I'll say this thing is right, fit the model basically. So it will say lm.fit with X train and Y train. We will use training data set. So our fifth step is pretty much done right here. Now we need to evaluate the model, okay? So after building the model, we need to evaluate its performance. We will use the parameters like mean squared error, MSE, and coefficient of determination, which is R2 score, to evaluate our model, okay? Maybe first thing we need to do here is we need to make the predictions. Yeah, it's basically predicting on the test data set, that's fine. And then we need to basically print the predictions, that's fine. It's not mandatory, so that's why it's in comments. So now we need to evaluate the model, okay? So I'll say calculate and print the metrics like mean squared error and R2 score, okay? So it will evaluate the model for us, like from sklearn.metrics, import mean squared error and R2 score, it's importing. And then it will just print the mean squared error, and we can just give it an F string here. I will say mean squared error. Yeah, that's fine. We can get rid of this thing. And now we need R2 score as well. I'll press enter again. Yeah, you can see we used the F string on the top, so it's giving me F string at the bottom as well. So you see how intelligent is this thing. So we can calculate the coefficients as well. Okay, let's go ahead to see how our coefficients looks like. Yeah, lm.coefficients. So that's fine. We don't need intercept. Basically, we will say print the accuracy of the model. So yeah, it's printing the accuracy as well. And we will just print the confidence of model as well, to see whether how confident our model is, okay? So yeah, this is the confidence. That's pretty much it, okay? This is the actually model evaluation steps. So now the last thing we need to visualize, okay? We need to like display some charts, okay? So I'll say plot some graphs from the model. So I think it will use matplot for that, because it's a very powerful plotting library. Yeah, you see. Yeah, plt.scatter, y test, predictions. Yeah, label is med inc, x label, and the y label is predicted med inc, okay? And it will then display the chart for us. So yeah, that's it. I think that's pretty much done. We have just completed the whole machine learning project by using the power of prompts, okay? So the moment of truth, let's just press F5 on the keyboard, run it, and see whether it's working correctly or not, okay? So I'll just press F5, and it is just... Yeah, you see how cool it is. It's just displayed a chart as well, like med inc and predicted med inc values. You can see right here. You can save the figure as well. You can zoom, actually. Yeah, you can zoom to a specified position. If I go back. So yeah, you can actually move this thing as well to the position you want. You can configure the subplots. You can see. You see how cool is matplot library. So let's see what other things it shows. This is our head of the data set. Okay. So this was our training, and this is mean squared error. This is R2 score. So obviously, like accuracy, you can see it's really low. Why? Because we do not actually have fine-tuned our model. It was just for demonstration purposes, like how actually our project works, machine learning capstone project works by using the prompts, okay? So to make it up and running, you actually need to fine-tune your model. So this is basically not the class of actually machine learning. So I'm just showing how to use prompts to actually solve daily life examples. You can solve any problem, any project by using the power of prompts. How cool it is, okay? So that's end our project video here. So in the next video, we'll be back with another project, another real life end-to-end project. So stay tuned and have a good day. Bye. Hey guys, we are in the course Prompt Engineering for Developers, and this is our second project in the section Amazon's CodeWhisperer, okay? So far you have been learning like how to build faster and more securely with AI coding companion, okay? So in this video, we will be going to see another project, okay? So what we are going to do is we will be making a game in Python. Okay, so you might be aware of this game in your early childhood. This thing right here, Snake game. Okay, so it was actually a video game of 90s, okay? So we'll be just creating a remake of this game in Python using prompts, okay? And actually we want to see whether we can generate a game using Amazon CodeWhisperer or not. So the first thing first, I will just create a new folder on my desktop and I will call it as Snake Game, okay? And inside of this folder, I'll just hit CMD to open up a command prompt. And here I'll just enter code space dot to open this folder inside of VS Code. Here inside of this folder, what I will do is I will just create a new file and this will going to be a Python file, okay? So let's just save this file. I'll save this and I will call it as Snake, okay? So you see my file is here. So the first thing you need to make sure that your AWS extension is up and running because we will be using that extension. You need to make sure that it's up and running. So I'll just go to my extension and I'll click on this thing and yeah, it's running. So let me zoom in it a bit. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is I will actually import some important libraries to get started, okay? So I'll say import random, which is used to like define some random things, and time, which is used to actually deal with time and stuff, and Pygame. So Pygame is actually a library of Python in which you can build graphical user games, okay? So we'll be using that library. So I'll just hit enter. Yeah, you see it just imported Pygame, time, and random for me, okay? So now I'll say it to initialize Pygame because we need to initialize it so that it could just work for us, okay? So I'll just hit enter. Yeah, it's doing its stuff. You can see, okay? Okay, so now I'll say it to define some colors because we will be using those colors inside of a game to like generate the screens to make the snake and other stuff, okay? So I'll just hit enter. Yeah, it's defining the black, white as well, green. Okay, red, just initialize green again. Yeah, I think, okay, I'll say it to define some more colors. Yellow, blue, yeah, yellow, blue and purple maybe, yeah. Yeah, that's yellow, blue, and purple. Awesome. Perfect. And it's giving the suggestions as well, like define the size of window. Yeah, I'll say define the, yeah, that's fine. Dimensions of the game window, like window width is 600 and window height is 400. That's fine. Or maybe I can make it square. If we need more, we can adjust it later on. Define dimensions of the grid. That's not necessary actually, okay? Now I'll say create a display, okay? So that we can see the screen. So display like pygame.display.set mode, it's giving the width and height. Yeah, that's fine. Define the title of the game window, and I'll say call it as snake game. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. You can see pygame.display.set caption, and it's calling snake game. So you see how intelligent it is. Define the clock. Yeah, that was right actually. We need to define the clock now. Yeah, clock equals pygame.time.clock. That's nice. That's good. Now we need to actually define snake block and snake speed actually, okay? We are now defining the snake. We are making the snake on the window, okay? Snake block equals 10. That's fine. If we need to adjust, we can adjust it later on. Snake speed equals 15. That's fine. That's good. Yeah, now we will say define fonts actually. It was saying right. Define fonts actually for score, display, and game over message. Because we need to display score somewhere on the screen. Because without it, the game would be actually incomplete, okay? And there must be game over message as well. So I'll just press enter. Yeah, font style, you can see it's just defining the font style and maybe some other things, score font. Yeah, right. It's good. Now actually we need a function. Yeah, you can see defining functions for displaying score and game over message. So you see how intelligent is AWS CodeWhisperer. It not just only creates the code, but it also gives you the further suggestions to complete your coding actually. So that's really nice of it. So I'll just press enter. Yeah, define display score, maybe, let me see. Value, yeah, score, display dot blit, and now maybe there might be another function, okay? I think that's done. So the next thing we need to do is basically we need a function to draw the snake on the screen. Yeah, define draw snake, snake block, and snake list. That's going right. Yeah, it's basically will be a rectangular form. The snake would be a rectangle and it's basically of green color. So we can change it later on, but for now that's fine actually, okay? Now we need a function actually to display message on screen, okay? Yeah, define message, and yeah, that's good. That's good. It's doing its thing. I think it's done. Yeah, I think probably it's done. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, now actually I think all of our stuff is pretty much done. So actually we need to give our main of the game so that we can actually try to run this all thing. Okay, so to avoid making this video quite longer and boring, so we will just do it in the next video. Okay, so stay tuned, and in the next video what we're going to do is we will be defining the main function of this actually snake game so that we can actually call that function and we can actually be able to run that game. So that's it for this video. I hope you like this one. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye. Hey guys, I hope you all are doing great. Okay, you might be aware that we were building a snake game, and in the previous video we just defined the few parameters to initialize our game. And now in this video what we will do is we will actually write down a main function to actually implement the game and then to run it to see whether how it looks and how it works. Okay, so without further ado, I'll just jump into the video, okay? So I'll just quickly run this to see whether it's working or not. So for now, you won't see anything on the screen because we don't have defined the main function of this game. You see, there comes a screen and it just goes away, okay? So now what I will do here is, I'll just close this thing out and I will say define main game loop, okay? So it's basically this function will be responsible for running everything. So it's defining the game loop actually. Yeah, it's giving me a long suggestion. So I'll just press tab to accept this. This is good, like game over equals false, game close equals false, because we are starting our game, okay? So x1 would be the coordinates. These are the coordinates, like x1 equals display underscore width divided by 2, y1 equals display height divided by 2. So x1 change equals 0 because we are starting the game, and y1 change equals 0. Then it's defining the snake list. Length of snake equals 1, okay? And these are actually the starting coordinates of food, like food X and food Y. This stuff right here. So that's really amazing, you see? It's like filling everything out for us. So while not game over, this is the main loop actually, which will be responsible for running our game. So while game close equals true, so unless this thing is true, like display.fill will be like with blue color, and message would be like you lost, press Q quit or C to play again. This would be red. So the score is the length of snake minus 1, because initially the length of snake would be 1 and the score would be 0. So whatever is the length of snake, the ending score would be minus 1. Okay, so pygame.display.update. So it will update the display, and this is the event. So it's like showing me for the key down. So now let's see what it will give next, okay? We'll try to go with the flow and complete this code. You see right here, it's giving me suggestions and it's just initializing the game loop here. Now actually we need event handling, like we say event handling in game. Let's see how it handles that event. Like we need different movements of the game, and like it will just provide me with the code. I'll just see whether, yeah, you see it's doing for key down and right, up and down. You see, that's the logic, main logic. So yeah, that's good. So now what I will do here is I need to actually check whether the snake is within screen bound. Like if snake just touches the end of the screen, our game should end, okay? Yeah, you see it's just giving me the code for that as well. Like if it goes out of the width or height of the screen, and the game close must be equals true. So that's good. So now I will say move the snake. Obviously we need the logic to move the snake as well. Yeah, that's good. And y1 as well. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, now I will say fill the screen and draw the food and snake. Yeah, because these are two important things. All right, so you can see it's just filling the screen and it's drawing the food and snake for us. Yeah, and I think that's done. Yeah, it's just now defining the snake head. And I think now it will actually append this thing. Yeah, again, append like y coordinate. And if length of snake list is greater than length of snake, then let's see what happens. I think it will, yeah, that's fine. Delete snake list 0. For X in snake list, it's actually traversing the list. Like if X equals snake head, when it touches its head, the game will actually close, okay? So this thing is actually checking, like if snake runs into itself. Like when the snake is moving, if it runs into itself, so the game will end. So now, I think that's done. Yeah, it's actually defining the snake block now. Okay, we have to actually draw the snake now on the screen. So I'll say draw snake, update the score and the screen. So let's see what it does. Yeah, it's saying like, now we need to draw the snake. So yeah, this thing is fine. We are calling the function, snake function. Yeah, this is core function. And we are providing it with the length of snake -1. So the initial would be 0. So, and this thing pygame.display.update function. And now we need to check whether the snake has eaten the food. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, this thing is good. Yeah, if snake eats food, then length will increase and the food will again be initialized somewhere randomly to another place, okay? So that's the idea of this thing actually. So let's see whether it does something else here or not. Yeah, just provided with the clock.tick function, snake speed, then pygame.quit, and then it will actually quit that function. So yeah, that's pretty much done actually. So now the moment of truth actually. The last thing we need here is to actually run the game. So let's see whether it provides me with the function to run the game or not. Yeah, it's saying that run the game loop function. So that's fine. Now it's time to actually run this thing and see whether it will work or not. Okay, so I'll just press Ctrl S on my keyboard to save this file, and I'll then press F5 on the keyboard to actually run this thing. So you see how beautiful is this thing looking. This is our game window actually. So this is our snake, the white one, and the green one is our food actually, okay? So the score is 1. When I eat the food, yeah, you see it's updating. Yeah, you can see right here. And yes, it's working fine actually. Now you have your own snake game. You can play it. So the idea is that by using Amazon's CodeWhisperer, you can build like any sort of application. Like there's supported languages, you can check on the official website, like JavaScript is supported. You can like develop cool applications in JavaScript. You can do the programming for Python as well. You can do web scraping projects and many other things. All you need to do is provide it with suitable prompts to actually get started. Now I will just try to hit it on the screen to see whether the game ends or not. Yeah, it ends, you can see. So you can actually press C to continue again. Now obviously this is not the final game. You can actually modify it according to your needs actually, okay? So instead of just drawing the rectangle for the snake, you can actually import the image as well. So the main purpose of this video, this project, was to actually show you how powerful actually is Amazon's CodeWhisperer that can actually generate solution to any coding problem for you. That can solve like any coding problem for you. So that ends our Amazon's CodeWhisperer section here. So that's it for this video. So I shall catch you up in some other section of this course. Till then, have a good day. Bye.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So today we have something truly groundbreaking to discuss, which is GitHub CoPilot. GitHub CoPilot is basically a revolutionary AI-powered coding assistant. So yeah, in this video, we'll take an in-depth look at what GitHub CoPilot is, how it works, and why it's generating so much buzz in the developers community. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Alright, so if I can tell you guys what GitHub CoPilot is, GitHub CoPilot basically is developed by OpenAI, but in collaboration with GitHub. It is an AI-powered coding assistant that aims to make developers' life a lot easier. It's like, having an intelligent pair programmer right at your fingertips, which is capable of generating code suggestions and completing entire lines of code in real time. Like whether you are a seasoned professional or just starting your coding journey, Copilot will promise to enhance your productivity and help you write code faster without any problem. Alright, so now a lot of you guys will be wondering like how does Copilot work? So if I can tell you, Copilot works like an absolute magic. It has been trained on an extensive data set comprising billions of lines of publicly available code from various open source projects. If you can say it is a massive code base that enables Copilot to understand context, patterns, and a lot of conventions of different programming language. After that, it then uses this knowledge to generate highly relevant code suggestions as you write, and by that it saves your time, reducing the massive load of programming for you guys as well. GitHub Copilot also integrates seamlessly with a lot of popular code editors such as Visual Studio Code and etc., enabling developers to harness its capabilities within their familiar coding environment. It supports a wide range of programming languages and frameworks as well, which include Python, JavaScript, Java, Go, and many more as well. And with Copilot, you can accelerate your workflow, overcome coding roadblocks, and learn a lot of new programming concepts along the way as well. So this was our basic brief introduction about GitHub Copilot. In the next videos, we'll dive deeper into its features, its usage, and how you can use that in your daily life examples, how you can also use that in your complex task as well, which can be project, making website, and etc, etc. So yeah, I'll be back with more of those videos for you guys as well. Until then, see you, take care. Hey guys, welcome back. So yeah, in this video, I'll be showing you guys how you can install and integrate GitHub Copilot in your IDEs. That will be Visual Studio Code in my case. So yeah, let's just not waste any time and let's just jump right into it. Alright, so first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Visual Studio Code right here. Okay, so for installing the GitHub Copilot, I'm just going to go into my extensions first of all, which is on fourth option of the left corner over here. Then I'm just going to go ahead and search GitHub CoPilot. And you'll see that in very first of your options right here. You just have to click on that. And then you can easily install that by this install button that will appear right here. Obviously, yeah, I've already installed it, but you will see an install button over here. After you have done installing the GitHub Copilot, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to github.com, which in this case, you are getting the link right over here. So I'm just going to click over here. Okay, and it's going to open a new window for you, which will be for the official website of github.com. And now what you're going to need to do, you're going to sign up an account for github.com. So you can see the sign up button right here. You're going to click on that. Alright, so first of all, it's going to ask you to enter your email address. So I'm just going to enter my email address over here, which is, I'm going to hit continue. And now it's asking me to create a password. So you're just going to create a unique, strong password. And now it's going to ask you to choose a username for yourself. Okay, so after we're done with everything, we're just going to go ahead and hit continue. Okay, so then it's going to ask you some other information if you want to receive any product updates and announcements via email. If you want to hear any updates and announcements from them, so obviously you're going to hit yes, but now I'm just going to hit no for that because I don't want it. All right, so it's going to ask you to verify some human puzzles. All right, so I guess that's all. After we're done with the puzzle, we're just going to go ahead and hit this button which says create account. I'm just going to click on that. All right, so now for the verification, it will send you a code in your Gmail. So you're just going to go ahead and copy that and paste it right here. All right, so after you're done with your code, so it will ask you a few more questions regarding yourself, like if you're any team member or if you're a student or what. Just going to fill up all those information according to yourself. I'm going to hit continue, and after that it's going to ask some more questions. Just going to answer that according to your need. Okay, you're gonna hit continue for free, and yeah, it's initializing right now. All right, so it seems like our GitHub account has been created. So after that, you're just gonna go ahead and go to this little badge right here, and you're gonna hit future preview. Over here, your few features will be disabled by default. You're just gonna go to them and enable all of those which are disabled, like this rich Jupyter notebook disk. You're gonna enable that as well. You're gonna enable project migration as well. And yeah, I think that's working pretty fine now. Yeah, so after you're done with the account and everything, you can simply minimize or close this file, come back to your Visual Studio Code. You're gonna generate a new file, a new text file, select a language. I'll be selecting Python for today. All right, so now we'll check if our Copilot is working or not. We're just gonna hit a comment, any comment here, just to see if it'll generate the code for us or not. So for the comment, I'm gonna ask him to write me a program that prints out the number of seconds in a year. All right, that seems to be interesting. Let's just go for that. I'm gonna hit enter. All right, so you can see it's suggesting me the code. It just applied a simple function of print in which it's gonna be multiplying the days of the year to 24, which will be converted into hours, and it will be converting that to minutes and then seconds. See, all right, I'm just gonna hit tab and press enter. I'm just gonna go ahead and run this file just to see if we have any correct output. Let me just save it first by hitting Control S. For the output, we're gonna go to terminal. We're gonna go to new terminal, and let's change this PowerShell to command prompt. All right, so first of all, we'll do command of desktop, and after that, the format for the output, which is Python, and the name of the file, which in this case is cop1.py. All right, let's just hit enter now. And yeah, as you guys can see, it just gave us the correct output for the code we just wrote in the comment, which was to find the number of seconds in a year. All right, so our AI generated GitHub Copilot is working absolutely fine. There are no issues at all. So that will be it for our today's video. I hope you like it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. So yeah, in this video, I'll be showing you guys how you can generate functions, classes, and different kind of algorithms using GitHub Copilot. So basically, the motive of this video is how you can use GitHub Copilot to solve little chunks of your code, and that way you can get help from AI complete that code for you. So yeah, in this video, I'll be showing you how you can use GitHub Copilot for that purpose, and in the upcoming videos, I'll be also showing you guys how you can use that for solving the entire line code, the entire daily life problems or real life scenarios. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. All right, so let's just move to our first example today, which will be a function, as I told you guys earlier. So let me just give a random example just to see if it's working for us or not. All right, just gonna ask him to print me a function to calculate the number of seconds in a day. Let's just see if it'll be able to do for us or not. Let me just hit enter. All right, so let me just go ahead and check the output if that's working for us or not. First, we will save that. Yeah, so as you guys can see, it just gave me the correct output. And for the number of seconds in a day, now we know we have 86,400 seconds in a single day. So yeah, it's showing me the correct output. So let's just go and move to our next example, which will be of classes, as I told you guys earlier. All right, so I'm just gonna ask you to create a class of car and create a method to print its name and features like its model and everything like that. Just gonna hit enter. Okay, first of all, just created a class for me named as car. All right, that's what we wanted. All right, yeah, so we're done with the code now. Just created a class for me named as car, and after that, it just generated a couple of functions for me. And for that, just give the input to that at the end of the code, which is for car 1 is BMW. The color of that is black, and the model is 2019. So basically just, integrated 3 features over here for ease. All right, let me just go ahead and save this first of all and check if we have any output for that or not. All right, so as you guys can see, we did get the car name, which is BMW. We did get a car color, which is black, and a car model, which is 2019. All right, so let's just go ahead and move to our final example for today, which will be an algorithm example. So I'm just going to hit a comment. All right, I'm just going to ask him to use any algorithm, and which I decided to use insertion sort for today to sort any random list, right? We don't have any definite list for us. So we're just going to use a random one. I'm just going to hit enter. Okay, so first of all, it created a function for us. All right, so it seems like our code has been completed. First of all, it's just use the function of insertion sort, then just implemented a for loop, a while loop, and just gave a random number of lists that we have to sort it. And yeah, I think that is pretty much okay for now. Let's just save this file and let's just go for the output once again. Okay, so the unsorted list that we had before was 12, 11, 13, 5, and 6. And after the algorithm, the insertion sort algorithm that we use, it just sorted that for us in a good ascending order, which will be 5, 6, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, so it's working absolutely fine as well. Yeah, so I think that is pretty much all. So as you guys saw, we just did a few examples using GitHub CoPilot. We use different prompts to implement our functions or classes and algorithms. So yeah, that pretty much explains everything. You can also use GitHub CoPilot to pretty much solve anything you want. Okay, so that will be it for today's lab, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video of Prompt Engineering for Developers course, where in this video we'll be discussing how you can solve real-life problems or daily life scenarios using GitHub CoPilot in your Visual Studio Code. So yeah, I have just selected 2 to 3 examples which we will be implementing in this video today. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Alright, so here I am with my Visual Studio Code open. So yeah, first of all, let's just create a new file. We can select language as Python today. Alright, so for the first example, let's just go very simple. I'm just going to tell him to create me a multiplication table from 1 to 10 just to see like if it's going to do that for us or not. So let me just give it a prompt. Create me a multiplication table from 1 to 10. So let's just hit enter and see what kind of output or suggestion is going to give it to us. Okay, yeah, so seems like our code has been completed. So let's just go ahead and see the output of that, if we are getting the correct output for that we desire. So I'm just going to hit F5 to see the output of this code. Alright, so yeah, as you guys can see, we did get an output for the multiplication table from 1 to 10. So yeah, first of all, we have multiplication table of 1, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 10. Then we have for 2, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 until 20. Then we have similarly for 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. So yeah, this was basically a very simple example just to get you guys an idea that how this is gonna work. So let's just go ahead and move to a little bit more complex example, a complex daily life scenario. So yeah, I'm just gonna remove that and put in my second prompt, which will be create a function that takes length of a square. So it will take length from the user and it will return the area of that square for us. So let's just hit enter and see what kind of suggestion we're gonna get out of that. Alright, so seems like our code has been completed. First of all, we just define the square area with length inside as parameter, as you can see over here as well. Then we have return values of length into length, which is basically the formula for area of the square. And after that, at last, obviously, we do need that to print those values. So we just print a square area with the value as 5. All right, so now let's just hit F5 and see the output of this code. Okay, so yeah, as you guys can see, we did get a value as 25, which is correct value for the length of the square as 5. So yeah, seems like our code is working absolutely fine. So yeah, for the last example, let's just go for a bit of a complex one where we will develop a class called as bank account that will actually represent a bank account altogether, and it will show all its attributes such as account number, balance, and account holder. So yeah, we'll actually be creating kind of a bank account through different prompts via GitHub CoPilot. All right, let me just remove that. And yeah, first prompt I'm just gonna give it to this would be develop a class called bank account that represents a bank account. It shows attributes such as account number, balance, and account holder. And we'll also be implementing methods to deposit money, withdraw money, and check account balance. So yeah, let's just hit enter and see what kind of suggestion is going to give it to us. Alright, so seems like our code has been completed. First of all, we just created a class of bank account for us, and after that, it just defined some of the values that we wanted, which will be account number, balance, and account holder, and after that it just initialize all those values here in separate functions. So yeah, after that we can do one more thing. We can prompt it once again to initialize the class and print the data using methods. All right, so yeah, let me just go ahead and do that. So let me just hit enter and see what kind of output now is going to give it to us. Alright, so seems like our code has been completed. So let me just go ahead and get the output of that. And after that, I'll explain you what exactly is happening over here. Alright, so we did get an output out of that. So what's happening over here is, as you guys can see at the top, it just initialized the account number, balance, and account holder. Those values are exactly written over here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 for account number, 1000 is account balance, and the name account holder is John. And after that, it just printed the account number for us. And after that, it just deposited 500 to that 1000 balance, which will increase then after to 1500, which is written over here. Then it will basically withdraw 200 out of the total balance that we have. So 1500 minus 200 will be 1300. That's exactly written in our output over here. And after that, at the end, we will print the command to check account balance, check balance written over here. So which at the end was 1300. So yeah, that was basically a quick examples of how you can not only, use GitHub CoPilot just to solve little chunks of your code, just to solve little problems, but you can also use GitHub CoPilot to solve daily life problems with entire code in that. So yeah, that was basically a few of the examples just to show you guys the efficient working and the whole process of GitHub CoPilot. So yeah, that was basically it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video of Prompt Engineering for Developers course, where in this video, I'll be showing you how you can solve a mini project using different kind of prompts in your Visual Studio Code using GitHub CoPilot. So yeah, before, as you guys saw, we use GitHub CoPilot to solve our daily life scenarios and as well as to do small chunks of coding for our ease. So yeah, this time we'll be using GitHub CoPilot to generate us a very smart project for us, and the topic for that project that I chose is Smart Password Generator. So this project, Smart Password Generator, is basically a design to help you create strong and unique passwords effortlessly. So as you guys know, in this era of increasing online threats, our innovative tool will generate complex passwords that are really hard to crack, and not only that, it will also ensure the safety of our personal information. So yeah, these are basically few of the prompts that I'll be using in Visual Studio Code using GitHub CoPilot. So yeah, without further ado, let's just quickly jump right into our lab. Alright, so first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Visual Studio Code right here. And without wasting any time, we'll just go to File. We're going to create a new file. And we're going to select a language as Python once again. Alright, so let's just start our mini project right away. So as I told you guys earlier, these will be few of the prompts or comments I'll be using for today in order to create our project of password generator. Alright, so first of all, for the password generator, obviously we need to import some random and some string. So obviously string will be for the letters and all those characters, and random will be obviously we need a random library as well in order to get the password, because obviously we'll be needing a unique password anytime. We don't want the same password to come up again and again, right? So first of all, I'm gonna give it a comment, but before that, once again, just to make sure your Copilot is working fine, you just need to go at the bottom right here, third last option. You need to see if we have deactivate Copilot option or not, because that will show you that your Copilot is working fine. And yeah, let's just move to our first comment now. We're gonna say him to import a random and import string. Alright, so it's just imported random for us. We're gonna accept it by hitting tab, and it's imported string for us again. Alright, so we are done with our first prompt. Let's just move to our second prompt now, which we're gonna ask him to define us a function of a password generator. Obviously we need a function of password generator. Okay, I'm gonna hit enter. Okay, so it's defined a function of password generator for me. All right, it's working fine. And yeah, so the next things, obviously now we'll move to the main part, that what things we need in order to create our password, right? So obviously we need letters, we need numbers, we also need special character as well, like @ or you can say slash, hash, dash, semicolons, and stuff like that, because obviously we need a strong, unique password, right? So obviously we'll be needing all of those special characters as with along with the numbers and alphabets, right? So yeah, so first of all, we need a list of letters. So I'm gonna ask him to create a list of letters for me. Okay, so here's the list of letters generated for me using string. And the next thing I'm gonna ask him to create a list of numbers for me. I'm gonna hit a comment. Okay, so here's the number list that is generated for me as well. I'm gonna accept it by hitting tab. Okay, and what's the last thing we need? We need a list of special characters, right? All right, I'm gonna hit the comment of that as well. Okay, I'm gonna accept that as well. All right. Okay, so we are all done with the list of letters, list of numbers, and list of special characters, right? All right, so the next thing I need to do is I need to merge all of those characters in a one string, right? Like in a one function, right? So I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna ask him to create a list of all these characters, all right? I want all those to be merged in one place. Okay, so as you guys can see, just merge all the characters from me, letters plus numbers for special characters in one function, right? So that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, so the last thing that we need to do is we need to create a loop. And what will that be for? So the loop we'll be needing is, because obviously we need to generate like password again and again, right? So we need to create a loop for that, and for that we have to make sure as well that, you know, it shows us like unique password every time. Because obviously we have a lot of options. We have used characters, we have used alphabets, numbers. So obviously there's no chance it's going to show me the same password like after some time. It should be showing me a unique password every time, and for that we need a loop, right? So I'm just going to hit the next comment to that to create a loop to generate a password. Okay, so it's implemented for loop for me. That's exactly what we wanted. And it's also integrated the command to show me random. That's where the random has, you know, come to work. So it's going to choose a random characters, alphabets, and merge them all and show me that as a password, as a unique password every time. Okay, so the last comment, I think we'll be asking him to return password, obviously because we have to return the values as well. All right, so I think we are done with all of that. Just we need to, I think, print the password generated that we just defined, you know, in the first step. So yeah, we're gonna do print password, and it will be a print password generator. All right, that's fine. Okay, so I guess we are all done with our mini project now. Let me just save this file first of all. Let me just hit Control S, and let's just save it as mini project. Let's just save this in our desktop right here. All right, so for the output now, we are going to do the same old step. I'm just going to go to terminal, hit new terminal. So we're going to change this PowerShell to command prompt. First of all, we hit the command of desktop, of course. Okay, and after that, obviously, we're going to type the word Python, the name of the file, which is mini project in this case. And after that, .py. All right, yeah, so as you guys can see right here, it just showed me an output of a strong, unique password that we want exact. So it is like very different. It's a very strong password, as you can see. It's like, so it's generated like 7, then $sign, and TC is equal to comma. So like it's very unique, different password. Like you won't be guess that like, you know, very easily. So yeah, let me just go ahead and just check the output once again, just to see if like whether the loop was working fine or not. We're gonna hit again, obviously showing the like different password. Next time, let me just try again and again and again and again and again. All right, so you can see it every time it's showing me different unique password. So yeah, we can get an idea from here like this project is working absolutely fine. If you need any unique password or strong password that you want the program or code to generate that for you, you don't want to do that yourself. So obviously that is a very cool program in my opinion you can use to generate a strong unique password. So yeah, that will be it for our today's lab. I hope you like that mini project, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video of Prompt Engineering for Developers course, where in this video, we'll be discussing how you can build a tic-tac-toe game using the power of GitHub CoPilot. So yeah, as you guys know, tic-tac-toe is a very classic game that we all know and love. So it's a perfect project to showcase like how GitHub CoPilot can assist us in our coding journey. So yeah, without further ado, let's just dive right into it. But before that, I want to show you guys like these will be a few of the prompts that we'll be using for building a tic-tac-toe game. So first of all, we'll print the current tic-tac-toe board, which obviously we need for playing. Then we'll check whether there's a winner on the current board or not. Then we'll return the values for that as well. So yeah, this prompt does have few of the sub prompts as well, which will be check rows. Obviously, we'll be checking the rows that the player has put the input. Then we'll be checking the columns and as well as the diagonals. Then the third prompt will be play a game of tic-tac-toe, which will be basically the whole working of that game. Like first of all, it will print the current board, then it will get the player input, then it will validate that player's move. So it will process those inputs that the player will put in. Then it will update the board, check for the winner, and also it will check for a tie, like whether the game has no winners. Obviously, the game will be a draw. So yeah, then it will at last switch to the next player. So yeah, these will be the prompts for our game today. So without further ado, let's just open our Visual Studio Code right here and let's just get this lab working. Alright, so here I am with my Visual Studio Code open. So first of all, let's just put in our first prompt, which was print the current tic-tac-toe board. Let's just hit enter and see the output for that. Alright, so first of all, let's just define the print board, obviously, which we need for a game to be started. And after that, with the help of for and range, it will implement the whole board, the whole structure for us. So yeah, this will be our first prompt. Let's just move to our second one, which was to check whether there is a winner on the current board or not. So let's just hit enter and see the output of that as well. Alright, so it has defined check win board. Obviously, we do need that as well. So let's just move to the sub prompt of our second prompt, which will be to check the rows of the game. Okay, so our second subprompt will be to check the columns. Okay, and the third prompt will be check the diagonals. Obviously, we do need to check the diagonals as well. Okay, so it seems like we are done with our second prompt. So let's just move to our third prompt, which was play a game of tic-tac-toe. Okay, yeah, so play a game of tic-tac-toe prompt has been completed. So let's just move to the sub-prompts of this main prompt, which will be 6 to 7 steps in order to get the whole working of this game done. So our first step will be print the current board. Alright, so this step has been completed. So let's just move to our second step now, which will be to get the player input. Obviously, we do need the player's input, like on which row or which column the player will put his input in. So let's just enter and see the output of that as well. Okay, so now let's just move to our third step, which was to validate the player's move. Okay, so this step has been completed. So let's just move to our fourth step now, which is going to be update the board. Alright, so fourth step has been completed successfully as well. So let's just move to our fifth step now, which is going to be, we're going to be giving a prompt to check for a winner. So obviously, after all those working, we need code to, tell us like if we do have any winner for the game or not. So let's just enter and see the output of that as well. Okay, after checking for the winner steps, obviously we do need to know like if we don't have any winner or if the game is tied. So we'll put in the prompt for that as well. Alright, and our last prompt is gonna be to switch to the next player. Alright, so seems like our whole code for the tic-tac-toe game has been completed. So yeah, these are basically a few of the prompts that you can use to build a cool tic-tac-toe game. So let's just go ahead and try to run this code and see the output of that. So I'm just gonna go to my terminal here, go to the new terminal. So I'm just gonna press F5 to see the output of this code. Alright, so seems like our code is working. So first of all, it's just saying me to enter a move here. We do have a move from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can enter my move from 0 to 8 depending upon the rows and columns of this board. So let's just go ahead and enter first move here, which I'm going to put 0. Alright, so my entry as X, which is player 1, has been entered into our board here. So let's just go ahead and enter my other move and try to play this game and, just get an output out of that. So whether it's working fine or not. So yeah, let me do that. Alright, yeah, so as you guys can see, so I did get 3 vertical axes over here, which is saying like player X wins. So yeah, now you can see the game is working perfectly fine. So that was our tutorial on building a tic-tac-toe game using prompts in GitHub CoPilot. So I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Remember, GitHub Copilot is an incredible tool that can significantly speed up your coding process. So yeah, I hope you like this mini tutorial of how you can build a game using GitHub Copilot. I'll see you guys in the next one with another cool tutorial. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another section of the course Prompt Engineering for Developers, okay? And we are here with a new technology which is called Tabnine, okay? This video will be the introduction to Tabnine, another AI coding companion that actually helps you to generate code snippets. Today we are diving into the revolutionary world of AI-powered coding with Tabnine. We have all been there, starting at lines of code, struggling to recall the right syntax, wasting precious time on trivial errors. As developers, we understand the need for speed and accuracy, okay? So that's why today we are introducing you to Tabnine. Tabnine is a coding assistant that integrates with all major IDEs, whether you are working on IntelliJ IDEA or Visual Studio Code. It doesn't matter. It uses state-of-the-art AI technology to help you write better code and obviously faster, okay? Tabnine's AI-driven code completions offer the most relevant snippets as you type, streaming your coding process and minimizing your errors, okay? And you know what's the best part is Tabnine is language agnostic. Whether you are coding in Python, JavaScript, Java, or any other language, Tabnine has your back. Powered by advanced GPT models, Tabnine's deep learning capability considers the context of your code, offering suggestions that truly fit your project. And you know what? With Tabnine, you can elevate your coding process, making it more efficient and less prone to errors. But don't just take my word. Give it a try and experience the future of coding yourself, okay? So that's it for the introduction part of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. In the next video, we will see actually how to set up Tabnine inside of your VS Code so that we can start our coding journey, exciting coding journey in the AI-driven world of Tabnine. So thank you so much for watching. Happy coding, and I will see you in the next video of this section. Till then, have a good day. Bye. Hey there, fellow coders. So, we are back in the course Prompt Engineering for Developers, and we are in the section of Tabnine. So, welcome to the future of coding. Introducing you to the Tabnine, your AI coding companion. So in the previous video, we saw the introduction to Tabnine. So if I summarize, Tabnine is an AI-powered coding assistant that works seamlessly with all major IDEs. It uses advanced deep learning models to provide accurate and context-aware code completions, saving you time and reducing the chances of errors, okay? With Tabnine, you can supercharge your coding process, write code faster, and unleash your full potential as a developer. Embrace the power of AI with Tabnine today, okay? So I can say Tabnine is your ultimate coding companion. So in this video, what we will do is we will try to set up Tabnine inside of VS Code, okay? So there are other IDEs as well, but as a developer, I prefer VS Code because it's really simple, easy to use, and it's the most widely used IDEs for coding, okay? So without further ado, I'll just jump into my VS Code and we will start our today's lab actually, okay? So here I am inside of my VS Code. You can see right here. So to set up Tabnine, what you need to do is you need to navigate to the left panel where there is an Explorer window you can see right here. So I am inside of my previous folder actually. So I'll just open up a new window here. Okay, so that would be easy for me. I'll just close this one out. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, there's Explorer and there is a search icon right here. And you need to go to the extensions. Okay, so if I come to extensions, so here are the extensions that you can install. So you can search the extensions as well. You remember as we actually tried to install AWS Toolkit, the process is pretty much same actually. So I will type here Tabnine. Yeah, this one, the first one, its name is Tabnine AI Autocomplete for JavaScript. Let me zoom it out. Python, TypeScript. Yeah, you can see JavaScript, Python, Java, TypeScript, and all other languages. Okay. AI code completion plugin. Yeah, you can see right here, there are details as well. You can read it, like you can check it, what it is and what it offers to you. Okay. You can actually start with 14 days free trial as well. Tabnine Pro trial, that is really great actually. Okay. And actually Tabnine Pro, you can get whole line completions, full function completions as well. So yeah, you can actually start the free trial. And in Enterprise, actually, you get everything Tabnine Pro has and much more, actually. So it's basically for the companies that develop applications. These are the languages, libraries, and framework it supports. You can see how many of them are here. So these are actually reviews. So that's it. To install, what you need to do is you need to click on this blue button, install. It will take a while to install the extension for you. Yeah, it's done. You can see it's initializing. It says welcome to Tabnine. So it says that you can actually click this Tabnine logo in your status bar at any time to actually manage your settings and to get help and more. So it's saying like get Tabnine's code suggestion. As you code, you will see Tabnine's code suggestions in line in gray. Okay, you will see the suggestions like this grayed out. And you need to hit tab to accept a code suggestion, just like in AWS CodeWhisperer, okay? So actually, we will see them in more detail when we will be coding inside of Tabnine. So it's initializing for me. It will take a while to initialize the extension actually, okay? So I'll just close this thing out. So let's just go ahead and I will just pause the AWS extension because I do not want them to actually conflict with each other. Okay, so that's the basic idea. Yeah, initialization is complete. I'll just close this thing out. So now it says Tabnine says please sign in to start using Tabnine. So what I will do here is I'll just click on sign in button right here. So it will open up a new page for me. The best part is you can just click on continue with Google, which actually saves a lot of time in manually like entering the details. Okay, so I always prefer to choose sign in with Google because you don't need to actually remember the passwords as well. Okay, it says that you're all set. You can now close this tab and start working with Tabnine in your IDE. So I'll just close this thing out. I'll just minimize this thing. It says that you're currently logged in as, and it gives my name. Okay, so now what I'll do here is I'll just create a new file. Okay, so I'll select a language which will be as, let me see, Python. Yeah, Python is fine. Yeah, I'll say it like write a function that, yeah, you can see it's just suggesting me and it says that congrats on your first Tabnine code completion. It was actually just a suggestion. So we'll see, write a function that actually calculates the average of the, yeah, it's actually pretty much faster than AWS CodeWhisperer. That's great. List of numbers. Yeah, it's actually faster, but let's see whether it works accurately or not. Okay, so the main point is that I'll just click enter. So yeah, it's actually defining the average function. So it's saying that try out a 14-day preview of Tabnine Pro's advanced completion. So I'll just cancel this thing out. Print average. Yeah, it's actually taking the complete list inside of that thing. So let's test this thing out. Okay, So I'll just press F5 on the keyboard and I will call this as average function, okay? So I'll just hit save. I'll say it's a Python file. Yeah, it just printed the average actually, which is nice in my view. I actually like the thing about it that it's much faster than AWS CodeWhisperer. Like that's pretty much amazing. But it's shocking that it's actually working faster than AWS CodeWhisperer, okay? Faster than GitHub's CoPilot as well. That's really strange and actually amazing, okay? So let's try to get your hands dirty with JavaScript, okay? So I'll just create a new file. I'll select a language and I'll say JavaScript, okay? So let's say write a function that creates, wow, that's really super fast, clock on screen. Let's see. Yeah, function create clock. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's actually doing its thing. So that's pretty much fast. I like the thing about that, okay? So let's see whether it works on HTML or not. So I'm really curious to know that. So I'll just go on to HTML. So I'll say create a basic HTML form. So let's say I don't think so it works on HTML. Yeah, and official documentation says that as well, okay? It only works with like major programming languages. It doesn't work with like HTML or CSS, okay? So that's the actually drawback of this thing. So yeah, this was actually the basic thing I wanted to show you. So in the next video, we will see some like real life scenarios and we'll try to actually test it in tougher and tougher situations. So stay tuned and have a good time. Bye. Thank you. Hello everyone. We are in the course Prompt Engineering for Developers, okay? And this is the section of Tabnine, AI assistant that speeds up delivery and keeps your code safe. In the previous video, we saw how to set it up inside of VS Code so that we could get code suggestions while coding. So it could reduce our errors and can provide us with efficient suggestions to save us a lot of time. So in this video, we will going to see like how to solve real life coding scenarios using Tabnine. So without further ado, I'll just open up my VS Code and we will start our today's lab, okay? So before opening VS Code, I will just jump onto my documents folder and I shall create a new folder here and I will call it as real life coding scenarios, okay? And here what I will do is I will just type in CMD to open up a command prompt window inside of this folder, okay? So I will just type in code dot and it should open up VS Code and it would open this folder inside of VS Code. So you can see right here, okay? Yeah, Tab9 is up and running. So that's a great sign, okay? So now what I will do here is I'll just close this thing out. So the first example we are going to do is, everybody uses YouTube, okay? So if I go to youtube.com and you can see here, there are a lot of videos on YouTube, okay? So if you want to create a software in Python that could actually download YouTube videos for you, okay? So the first example is we will be creating a YouTube video downloader. So for example, I type here like 10-second nature video for instance, okay? So yeah, this one, if I open this thing up, if I copy the link from here, suppose we need to download this video, or this is not good, the sunset is amazing, okay? And this is a good video. If I need to download this video for demonstration or any video you like on YouTube, okay, if you want to download that, we are going to create a software that can download YouTube videos for us, okay? So here what I'll do is I will just create a new file. I will select a language. I will actually choose the language as Python. So here is my Python file actually, okay? And let's just save this file. I will call it as YouTube video downloader, okay? So first thing you need to do is you need to go to the terminal, open up a new terminal window here, and you need to install PyTube, okay? It is a Python's library that manages YouTube. So that's really cool actually, okay? So I'll say pip install PyTube. So it will take a while and install. I already have installed, so it says requirements already satisfied. If you don't have, it will take a while to download it for you. So I'll just close this thing out. Okay. First of all, we need to import necessary libraries. So first thing I'll say from PyTube import, this one, this is giving me the suggestions. And now I'll say from system import argv, okay? It's giving me suggestions, but we don't need them actually. Now I will say the link to YouTube video is passed as a command line argument and is stored in variable link, okay? So if I press enter, so here you see it's providing me with the code, okay? And the next thing we need to do is I will say create a YouTube object with the provided link. So it's actually providing me with the code snippet. That's good. Get the title of the video and print it, okay? Print yt.title, so we can say title of video. That's fine. Get the length of the video and print it. That's good. You see I modified this upward thing and it provides me with the same kind of like code here as well, okay? Get the number of views of like video and print it. That's fine. That's nice. Now I will say get this stream with the highest resolution, because we need to download the video in the highest resolution. I can modify this thing. I don't need to print this thing, okay? So I can modify, assign it to variable highest resolution, okay? That's fine. I can do that as well. That's good. Now I will say download the video, okay? And I will further say that the video will be stored in the folder, YT folder directory, okay? It's actually downloading the one with the highest like resolution and one with the lowest resolution. So I can get rid of the lowest resolution actually, and I can actually modify the path so that the folder could be available inside of this folder, okay? Inside of the parent directory. Now I can say print that your video with title of video is ready, okay? That's fine. That's good, okay? All right, the program is successfully done. You can see right here, we have just completed our YouTube video downloader program, okay? So now the moment of truth. What I will do here is I'll just open up my new terminal window right here. You can see, okay? So I am inside of my terminal and we will try to actually run this program, okay? Okay, so actually I want to download this video. You can see right here, the sunset video, okay? So what I will do here is I'll just open up my terminal and I will write the name of the file. First I will say Python, then the name of the file, ytvideo.py, and then I will provide the link to the YouTube video, okay? Because we called here that the link to the YouTube video is passed as a command line argument, okay? So we can also like make it automated, like we can actually ask the user for the link and then we can pass that link here as well. So that's pretty much up to you, okay? So now when I will just hit enter, okay, so you see what will happen. So first of all, it's getting the title of the video. You can see right here, this one. Then it will show me the length of the video, which is 9 seconds. 9 seconds. Then the number of views, like they are 31,000. So you can see 31k views. And it says your video, like stunning sunset scene from sea, like is ready, okay? So where should it go? It should go inside of YT folder. So yeah, if I refresh this thing, oh yeah, the YT folder is already here. You can see right here, the video is here, okay? So I close my terminal. Let's see whether the video is working fine or not. Yeah, you can see right here, it's working amazingly well, okay? So you just solved a real life problem, with the help of prompts. Actually, you created a complete solution for YouTube video downloader. So that's really amazing. That's a really good real life coding scenario. So that marks the end of our this video. So in the next one, we will see another coding scenario. We will be back with another coding scenario. Then we will move on to the like a complete hands-on project. Okay. So that's it for this video. I hope you like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you up in the next one. Till then, have a good day. Bye. Hello everyone, I welcome all of you in the course Prompt Engineering for Developers, and we are in the section of Tabnine. And this particular video is about the hands-on project which we will be actually going to implement by using the power of prompting in Tabnine, okay? So first of all, I will just give you a brief overview of our project, okay? So we will be building a complete professional weather application by using the power of weather API, this thing right here, okay? So we will be working on our API calls, and we will use open weather API, this thing right over here, okay? And by using this API, we will be creating a weather application, okay? So now I will just give you a brief preview about our application. So alright, this is how our application will look like. We will have two text boxes, like we will enter the city 1, city 2, and we have a button to compare weather of both cities, okay? So for instance, if I enter the city 1 as Vienna, and if I compare the weather, you can see right here we can get the name of the city, weather, and for instance clear sky. We have a logo, 5-day forecast like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, okay? So we can see different different days weather, like 5 days forecast actually, okay? We can see the temperature range as well, overcast clouds, or like what is the status. So if I compare two cities like Vienna and if I say Sydney, okay? And if I just compare the weather, then it will show me the weather of two cities simultaneously. So you can see right here. So for Sydney, it's starting from Friday because of the difference in time zone, because in Sydney, it's already Friday, okay? So that was the preview of our application. Alright, so in this particular project, what we're really going to do is we will actually be integrating our open weather API to actually create an application for us, okay? So in this particular project, the more focus will be on the backend design actually. Like I will try to actually show you guys like how you can actually integrate an API and actually do that functionality. Our focus won't be on designing the HTML or like styling of the pages. That actually I assume you can handle that pretty much easily, okay? Because I assume you all are developers actually. So we will be more focused on the backend design and the API management actually, okay? So API stands for Application Programming Interface. So it is a set of rules and protocols for building and interacting with software applications. In essence, APIs allow different software systems to communicate with each other. They enable developers to use certain functionalities of other software components without having to understand the details of their internal working. So we will not be going into much detail about APIs as well, okay? Our prime focus of this project is actually to show you how prompts can be used to solve your coding examples, okay? We will be designing the complete backend in Django. It's another great Python web programming framework. We will be using Django framework to actually build this complete application. So we will be actually designing our complete backend using Python's Django framework, and we'll be solving this project with the power of prompts. So that was the overview video of our project. So that marks the end of this video, okay? So this will be a step-by-step process. So we will actually be seeing the actual working of our project in the next video. Till then, have a good day. Bye. All right, guys. Okay, so in the previous video, we saw the project overview and we actually saw what we are going to create in this project. Okay, so we will be creating a weather application. So you saw in the previous video, like we overviewed what our weather application will look like, and we will be going to use this API. Okay, this weather API. So it's basically 1000 API calls per day are for free. So that's really amazing. So we can get the current weather data, hourly forecast for like 4 days, and daily forecast 16 days. Okay. And we can actually see the climatic forecast like 30 days. We can actually bulk download, and there are multiple options. You can read the documentation of this API. It's really amazing. Okay, so in this video we will be setting up our project, and we will actually see how to set a project structure. Okay, so the first step we need to do is we need to actually sign up to get our API key. So I'll just click sign up on this link. So this is the sign up page. So I'll create a new account. I'll choose my username. So this will be my username, and this is my email. And here I'll choose my password. Okay, I need to repeat my password. Yeah, I'm 16 years and older, agree with privacy policy. Just check all of these, okay? And click on I'm not a robot. And this is a CAPTCHA. I need to solve this thing, and I will create an account, okay? Oops, it says that the password confirmation does not match. So I'll try again. I think that's fine now. Yeah, traffic lights. I don't like these things actually. Okay, so create account. Yeah, and it says that how and where will you use your API. Okay, so company, I'll say skill, curve, and purpose is actually, I'll just choose other, and I'll just save. Okay, now actually they have sent a confirmation link to my email address, so I need to check my email. So I'll open up a tab here for Gmail, and I'll confirm my account. Okay, so here it is. You can see I will verify the email. It's actually done. Okay, so I'll close this thing, close this as well, and here is the section for API keys. Okay, so you can see right here. So I'll copy my API key right from here, and I'll save this API key inside of a sticky note for now. Okay, so here is my API key. Make sure you get your own API key, because this won't be working, because after this project is over, I'll just delete my account. Okay, so that's it for like setting up the API key. Now we will set up the project structure. Okay, so for that I'll just head to my documents folder. You can just go to anywhere you want. Okay, so I'll just create a new folder, and I will call it as weather_project. Okay, so I'll open up my folder, and I'll just type in CMD to open this folder inside of command prompt. So here I am. I'll just zoom in it a bit. Okay, so here I will just type in code space dot to actually open this folder inside of VS Code. So it will open up VS Code for me. So you can see right here. Okay, so now here what I need to do is I will just open up a new terminal. Okay, so my Tabnine is working. That's good news actually. Okay, first of all, I'll just install dependencies for my project. I will just say pip install Django and requests. Okay, we'll be using both of these. so we need to install them. Okay, so I'll just hit enter. So it will take a while to install Django and requests module for me. So for those who don't know what Django is basically a web application framework of Python. So we'll be using that to build our application. Okay, yeah, it's done. You can see right here. Okay, so it was done. I will just now close my terminal. Django and requests are installed now. Okay, so now I need to set up my project files. Okay, so I will open up a new terminal again. So here what I will do is I will say Django -admin start project, and I will call it as weather_project. Okay, so I'll just hit enter, and it will take a while to create a Django project for me. Here you can see is the folder. Okay, so here is my manage.py file, which is actually required to do stuff and things. Okay, so I'll just cd into my weather_project. Now I am inside of my weather project folder, and here what I will do is I will use Python manage.py, and I'll say start app, and I will call it as weather_app. Okay, so this will be our application where we will be building our app. Okay, so you can see right here it has like admin.py file, apps.py, models.py, test and views.py. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to move on to the settings.py file of our project. Okay, so here inside of our installed apps, what we need to do is we need to actually initialize the weather_app, this thing right here. Okay, we need to initialize it here so that we can use our weather app. Okay, so now what I will do is I'll just run to see whether my project is working or not. I'll say Python manage.py run server. Okay, so I do not have like migrations applied, so that's fine for now. I'll just copy this link and I will just move on to my browser, paste it here. So yeah, the install works successfully and it says congratulations. Okay, so for now it's fine. So I will just modify this thing to show you like how it will work. Okay, so inside of my views.py of my weather app. Okay, so here is where our backend goes. Okay, so I will just define a new function called index, and I will just provide a request here. You can see it's providing me with a code snippet like return render request comma index.html. So you see how like intelligent is Tabnine. So now what I need to do is I will just create a new folder inside of my weather app, and I will call it as templates. And here what I will do is I will just create a new file. I will call it as index.html, and here I will give h1 tag, and I say this is my web page. Okay, I'll save this thing. I'll save this thing as well, and let's see whether actually we can see this thing on the screen. Okay, actually we can't. So what we need to do here is inside of templates we need to create a new folder which will be exactly the same name as the app name. Okay, so I'll call it as weather_app, and I will move my file inside of weather app. Okay, so I'll just move it inside of my weather app here. So now if I just save this thing, and I think I have to provide the name of folder here as well, like weather_app/index.html. This is how Django works. So if you want to know more about Django, you can read the official documentation. That's really simple. Okay, so I'll save this thing. That's done. Now I need one more thing actually. I need to create a new file inside of my weather app. I'll just minimize this thing. I'll just create a new file and I will call it as urls.py. Okay, so inside of my urls.py, I can actually copy all of this stuff from here. Yeah, I can get rid of this admin thing right from here. Okay, so now what I can say is like from dot import views. Okay, actually I need to access this file inside of here. Okay, so now I say if like my path is empty, like this thing right here. Okay, if it's empty, it has nothing in front of it, so I need to provide here like views dot index. Okay, and I will name this thing as index. Okay, so I think that's pretty much done. Okay, and now actually I need to provide the URL of this thing, this actually app inside of my settings URL as well. Okay, so here what I will do is from Django URLs I will import include. Okay, so I will say if like path is empty. Okay, if path is empty, include weather app dot urls. Okay, this thing right here, weather underscore app dot urls, it will just take everything from here. Okay, so I'll just save this thing, and I think that's pretty much done. So now we should actually see this is my web page in h1 tag on my home page. Okay, so actually if I reload this thing, you can see right here it's up and running. Okay, so that's amazing and awesome. Now we will see like how front end and back end communicate with each other. Okay, so inside of my views.py, this is where our backend goes. Okay, so if I say for instance like name equals, I'll provide my name. Okay, so if I want to send this thing right here, okay, to my front end actually, okay, here. So how I will do that? So the process is like we need to create a context dictionary. So I'll say context equals, I can create a key like name and pass in the variable here. Okay, so now what I will do here is I can pass in the context equals and I can pass this thing right over here. Okay, so now I can actually access this name at the front end. Okay, so if I just save this thing, if I come back to my index page, I can now say like, hello, my name is, I can call here name. Okay, so if I save this thing, I think that should work. Okay, so now what it will do is it will say hello, my name is, and take the name from the backend. Okay, so the purpose of showing you this thing is that you should be aware of the fact that how front end and back end communicates. So whatever we will perform here, we can send that thing to the front end this way. Okay, so now if I open up my web page and if I reload, so you can see right here, I can see the thing that's coming from the back end. So that was actually the purpose to show you this thing. So now all of our files are set up. We have our project configuration set up. So that's it for this video actually. Okay, so in the next video, we will be actually implementing the API part here so that we can actually create our weather app. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you like this one. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye. All right, guys. Okay, so as now our project structure is set up, you can see right here that we set up the project structure in the previous video. We also actually got our API key, which is this thing right over here. Okay, so now what we need to do is in this video, we will see how to design backend by using the power of prompts. Okay, so the focus of this project is actually to show you how to solve your problems by using prompts. So this video will cover the backend. Okay, so let's start this thing. Okay, so you see right here that it says you have 18 unapplied migrations. So it says your project may not work properly until you migrate. So we need to run this thing right over here to get rid of this error actually, or warning we can say. So I'll just exit my server by hitting Control C. So I'll run this command like python manage.py migrate. So it will perform the migrations for me. And when I will run my server again, then I can get rid of those warnings actually. So that's good. So the first step we need to do is we need to actually import the necessary modules. Yeah, I will import requests. Yeah, this thing right here. and I will then import date time because we will use date time actually. Okay, so these are the modules I need here. Okay, so I'll get rid of this thing as well. You see it's currently giving me the suggestions, but I do not need that thing for now. Okay, so inside my views, the first thing I need to do is I need to define the API key. Okay, so I'll say define open weather map API key and URLs for current weather and forecast APIs. Okay, so I'll just hit enter. So you can see right here, it is defining the API key. So here I need to replace this key with my API key that I pasted inside of my sticky notes. Okay, so it will come right over here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, you see it just provided me with the code. So yeah, I just created a new API key from here. You see right here. So I need to replace this key with that one. Yeah, you can see right here, just replace this thing. And actually I need to modify the URL as well. Okay, first I'll say HTTPS. I'll get rid of F string. Okay, so forecast, yeah, instead of London I will say it's something that we will take in as a parameter. Okay, so I'll just remove the API key from here for now. Yeah, I'll get rid of all of this thing from here, and I will say one call latitude equals dash, longitude equals dash, exclude equals current, minutely, hourly, alerts, and app ID. Okay, so that's actually something when you will read the documentation of API, you'll get to know in more detail. So that's pretty much it. Okay, so you see it's giving me the suggestion as well, so I won't take it for now. So now I'll say handle post request. Okay, so you see it's providing me with the information. So why it's giving me city, latitude, and longitude? Because I have those things right here. Okay, so it's taking actually from the user. So I'll get rid of all of these things from here for now. I'll say retrieve user input for the first city, and I can say as well retrieve the user input for the second city if provided. Okay, because second city won't be mandatory. Yeah, you see it provided me with the code for the second city, so I can modify this thing as well. I can call it as city 1 and this thing as well city 1. So that's good. Actually we are taking the both of the inputs from user actually. Okay, so it's giving me suggestions, so I'll just ignore them for now. So I'll say fetch the current weather and forecast for the first city. So now what I will do here is first I will actually define the helper functions here. Okay, so for that what I will do is I will just call and I will say actually like helper function to fetch current weather and forecast for a city. So yeah, it provided me with the snippet, you can see right here. So now I will say like fetch the current weather data for the city. Okay, so it's giving me the response like request.get current weather URL dot format city comma API key, and the data will be in JSON format. Okay, so here after this thing I will say extract the latitude and longitude from the response. So yeah, it gave me the response, you can see right here. Okay, so now I actually need to modify this thing. Okay, so I can actually say fetch the forecast for the city using its latitude and longitude. Yeah, you can see response equals request dot get forecast URL dot format latitude comma longitude comma API key and dot JSON. So that's good. So actually I don't need this thing, so I'll say structure the current weather data. So yeah, this thing right here, you can see from here actually what I'll say response name, I'll just get rid of this thing and I can actually provide this thing right here. Okay, I don't need country, so actually I can get rid of this thing. Okay, temperature is fine, so I can get rid of all of these things. I need description, which will be this thing right here. Okay, yeah, I also need an icon, so yeah, this thing is good. Wait, yeah, response weather, index 0 and icon. Okay, so I'll come out of this thing here. I will initialize an empty list for daily forecast. Okay, so now I will say loop over the forecast data for next 5 days actually. Okay, yeah, you can see right here just provided me with a response. And now what I will do here is I'll say return the current weather data and list of daily forecasts. So yeah, the helper function is pretty much done. You can see how powerful is Tabnine in this scenario. Okay, so now here what I will do is, so I'll say fetch the current weather and forecast for the first city using this function actually. Okay, so I'll hit enter. So yeah, you see it gave me the code snippet. Okay, so instead of just current weather and daily forecast, I'll call them as weather data 1 and daily forecast 1. Okay, so now here what I will do is I'll say if the city 2 is there, fetch current weather and forecast for city 2, else set city 2 data to none. Okay, if I hit enter, yeah, you can see right here, if city 2 is present, weather data 2 and daily forecast 2 will actually, we will pass in city 2 API key, current weather URL and forecast weather URL into this function. Okay, and we will get the current weather and daily forecast from this function. Okay, and if it's not, so daily weather 2 equals none and daily forecast 2 equals none. So that's actually the logic behind it. So here actually we are left with a couple of steps now. So if I get rid of this context, okay, so I can say, yeah, it's providing me with the context. You can see right here. Okay, so I'll just give it a prompt to actually make it a bit more specific. I'll say define the context for template including weather data and forecast for both cities. Okay, so yeah, you can see right here context equals weather data 1, daily forecast 1, weather data 2 and daily forecast 2. Okay, so I'll see if I need some more things right here or not. So I will say here, return the index template with the context. Okay, so here it is. I'll say return. Yeah, the indentation issue was there. So yeah, that's good. That's fine. So for this one, I will say render the index template without any context if the request method is not post. So obviously if the method is not post, we do not need any context. Okay, yeah, that's the one. And I can get rid of this thing. Okay, so yeah, our back end is pretty much complete. You can see how powerful is Tabnine actually. You can provide it with prompts and it can give you a response in no time. Okay, so what I will do here is I will just save my views.py file. Okay, and if I go back to my terminal, yeah, new terminal, let me see whether the previous one is working or not. I'll just delete them and I will say python manage.py run server. Okay, oops, I think I am not inside of my project folder, so I'll say cd weather underscore project. Okay, so now I think this will work. So yeah, you see it's up and running. It means that there are no actually like major errors in our file. Okay, if there is something about logic, it will tell us later on. So if I will paste my link here, so you can see actually I just created a basic HTML file which we're going to discuss in the upcoming video, which will be of the front end. Okay, so this is my application. Let's see if we get a response back. Okay, so I'll say France for the first city, and if I hit enter, like compare weather, so it should bring back a response like it's 26.99 degrees Celsius in France and light rain. So let's confirm it with Google. Weather in France. Okay, so yeah, it's 26. It's cloudy and precipitation is like 1%. So it's light rain. You can see right here for Friday it says it will like be light rain. For Saturday as well. So you can see right here, Sunday as well light rain. So it's cloudy. So we can't say anything. Monday as well, Tuesday as well. So it's actually the 5-day forecast. Okay, so now I'll say like first city is France and the second one would be Mumbai. Okay, so if I just click on compare weather, so it should bring back the response for both of the cities. So this one is for Mumbai and it's actually the same weather. How could it be? Weather and yeah, it's actually the same. So it's raining in Mumbai as well. Okay, so overcast clouds and yeah, it's a 5-day forecast. You can see right here. So let's try with something else. I'll say Islamabad and Ahmedabad. Okay, yeah, Islamabad, it's 35 degrees Celsius. So overcast clouds. Friday, there are chances of light rain. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's 36 almost. So yeah, it's approximately fine. Yeah, slight chances of rain. Saturday, it's actually moderate rain. You can see right here. Sunday as well, moderate rain. Monday, heavy intensity rain. Okay, so Tuesday, Ahmedabad, it's actually smoky, like temperature is almost same. So you can see our app is working, but it's not looking really nice. Okay, so in the next video, I'll show you the basic HTML template so that if you want to create this app, you can do it by yourself actually. Okay, and I will just try to implement some CSS to make it look good. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you like this one. Thank you so much for watching and I shall catch you up in the next video. Till then, have a good day. Bye. Alright, so I hope all of you are doing well and this is actually the last video of our weather app project. Okay, so let me just run and see whether it's working fine or not. Okay, so I'll say Python manage.py run server. So in this video, what we are going to do is we will be actually looking at the front end design and we'll be actually styling our website to make it look better. Okay, so if I hit enter here, so you can see right here, this is the link to the website. So yeah, if I paste my link here, so this is the like bare bone of my application. It asks for 2 cities. For instance, if I say London, first city is London and the second city is, for instance, Birmingham. Okay, so these are the 2 cities. I want to compare weather for these 2 cities. Okay, so if I click on compare weather, you see it's working right here. So yeah, you can see London, it says that 17.96 degrees Celsius and it's like light rain. And this is the 5-day forecast, like Friday moderate rain, Saturday light rain, Sunday light rain, Monday, there will be scattered clouds, Tuesday, broken clouds. Okay, so Birmingham and London. Yeah, Birmingham is a bit hotter as compared to London. So currently it's broken clouds and 5-day forecast. Yeah, Saturday it will rain and that's it. Okay, so that's actually the application. So it's working perfectly. We have made the connection with the API in the previous video and we are getting back the response. So that's great. That's awesome. So now I will just take you to the front end. So yeah, this is our main logic. You can see right here. And these are our 2 like HTML files. You can see right here. Okay. So this is the cityweather.html and this thing is actually our index.html. This is the main file. Okay, so actually in order to manage the HTML files inside of Django, you need something called as Jinja template. Okay, so first of all, there is a load static which actually loads everything that's static, or we can say the CSS file that's static. The image is considered to be a static. So first of all, we need to write load static, then that same doc type HTML, and this is the title and this is our form, this thing right over here. Okay, this is the form. So it has CSRF token, so that's important to actually take the request. Okay, so there are 2 input fields, enter city 1 and city 2, and there is a submit button that says compare weather, this thing right over here. Okay, so this is like there is a container and it says if weather data 1. For instance, if I go back here, okay, inside of my views file, so what we send from here, weather data 1, which is actually the data for actually city 1, and weather data 2 is the data for city too. Okay, so that's the idea actually. Okay, so it says that inside of index template, if there is weather data. So this is how you write the if else statement inside of Jinja template, okay, inside of Django HTML. So it says if weather data 1 is present, so it will show this thing, okay, like it will include another HTML file, which is cityweather.html with actually weather data, that is weather data 1 and daily forecast 1. So what it will do here is it will just take the weather data 1 and daily forecast 1 to this thing right over here. Okay, so inside of here it says if there is weather data 1, so it will actually, first of all, it will actually represent the city, then its temperature and degree Celsius because it's in Celsius. Okay, so if I show you again, this thing comes from here, weather data dot city, and this thing temperature, it comes from here, weather data dot temperature degree Celsius, and weather data dot description. So this thing light rain. Okay, and if daily forecast is present, so it will show a heading like 5-day forecast, this thing, this heading. And now what it will do is, because the forecast was actually a for loop for 5 days, so we will actually implement a for loop inside of Jinja template, and actually the class name is forecast. So it says forecast.day. First of all, it will just represents the day, this Friday. It's basically result of the loop. Okay, so if I go back and then minimum temperature to maximum temperature, this is a paragraph, this thing right over here, it shows the minimum and maximum temperature, and then it shows forecast.description, this thing right here, like moderate rain, and there is a logo, okay, forecast.icon, and same here as well, image is like weather data.icon, which shows the current state icon. Okay, so it's all coming from the API. So you can see right here, this icon right over here. So same is the case if there is weather data 2, so it will extend this actually to the same file now with the weather data 2 as a daily forecast and daily forecast 2. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the front end like HTML design. Okay, so inside of my HTML there is like mentioned a static file of style.css, but we haven't just created any file like style.css file. Okay, so what I will do here is inside of my weather app where there's templates folder, I will create an other folder. I will call it as static, and inside of my static folder I will create a file which I will call it as style.css. Okay, so inside this thing, all my styling will go. So to be honest, I do not like styling much. I just hate styling and I hate CSS. So I just gave like my HTML file, HTML syntax to ChatGPT, and it provided me with a CSS file for this thing, like CSS code. So that's how powerful is ChatGPT and these tools that are basically running on ChatGPT. So I'll just paste my styling here. So you can actually follow the same, or you can actually, you can also try that thing. Okay, like just give the index file and city weather file. Just give it a prompt like these are my 2 HTML files. So can you please provide me with the styling for this? So it will provide you with the styling. So that's really cool and amazing. You can try that as well. Okay, so I'll just hit Control S to save this thing. So if I go back to my application and if I just try to reload this page, yeah, it's not working due to some reason. Yeah, actually, I just needed to refresh the server. So that was actually the issue. Okay, so you can see my styling has applied now. So you can see right here, it is actually showing me this thing right over here. So if I say now, for instance, London, and if I say for the second city, for instance, I say Manchester. Okay, so if I just click on compare weather, so it should now look nice enough. Oh, so you see right here, so it's for London, it says 17.75 degrees Celsius. So it's showing me beautiful cards actually to show the forecast, 5-day forecast for London, and for Manchester, it's showing me like the temperature is 15.38, broken clouds, and that's nice. Manchester is actually cooler than London, so that's amazing. So it says that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So that's really awesome and amazing. So let's try to go ahead with one city. So I'll say Serbia. It must be really cold in Serbia. Okay. So yeah, you see, no, it's not that much due to summers. The sky is clear, moderate rain on Friday, clear sky on Saturday. Sunday, clear sky. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so if I just enter one city, it will show me for that, and if I enter both of them, it will just give me for both of them. So that was really amazing. So that marks the end of our project here. So I hope you like this project, you like the approach, like how we integrated like API into our Django application, and we developed the backend by using the power of prompts. So that's it for this video, and I shall catch you up in some other video. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye. Hello, my fellow coders. Okay, so we are in the course Prompt Engineering for Developers. And I am back with a new tool, new AI assistant, which is called SourceGraph Cody. That is your one-stop solution for efficient code search, understanding, and intelligence. Okay? So in today's fast-paced coding world, it's not just about searching through your code base, but understanding and enhancing it efficiently. Ever got stuck trying to decipher a complex regex? SourceGraph Cody does it for you. It takes regex and explains it in simple English, saving you time and confusion. But SourceGraph Cody doesn't stop there. It not only helps you understand your code, but also aids in debugging and improving it. Want to ensure your code's functionality? SourceGraph Cody can help write unit tests, validating your code's performance under various scenarios and conditions. SourceGraph Cody is also a great learning tool. Whether you are a beginner trying to grasp the basics or an experienced developer looking to upskill, it's got you covered. But the real magic lies in its ability to grok your code. It goes beyond surface level analysis to truly understand your code structure and semantics. So why wait? Experience the power of SourceGraph Cody today and transform the way you work with code. So, SourceGraph Cody, unleashing code intelligence like it was never done before. So that's it for the introduction on SourceGraph Cody. In the next video, we will see how to actually set it up inside of VS Code so that we can use it, okay? So that's it for this video, and I shall catch you up in the next video of this brand new section. Till then, have a good day. Bye. All right, guys. Okay. So we are in the course Prompt Engineering for Developers. Okay. So I am back with another magnificent AI assistant that knows your entire code base. Okay. So that's called SourceGraph Cody, and it answers code questions and writes code for you by reading your entire code base and the code graph. Okay. So this is, so far, in my view, the most amazing AI tool that we would be going to use, okay? It has several options that no other AI tool has, okay? So you can see right here, there are actually steps like how to actually get started with SourceGraph Cody. So, in the last video, we saw the introduction, like what it can do, what are its capabilities, okay? So this video will all about like setting up SourceGraph Cody inside of VS Code, because I love to use VS Code as a developer, and I would highly recommend it because it's easy to use and it's easy to collaborate with the fellow developers whenever you like, okay? So that's really convenient app in my view. So you can just see how it actually works. It has many options, like it has code-based aware intelligence. You can see right here. Like it can provide code explanation. That's really amazing. We saw many tools like AWS CodeWhisperer, GitHub CoPilot, and Tabnine. They do not have this option of code explanation, and either code smells as well. Okay, smells mean that it can analyze your code and smells for bugs and unhandled errors. So this is really a cool feature. Okay, no other tool is providing you with that. So you can summarize recent code changes, and it has debugging assistant. It can translate language, code navigation, reference tracking, and many other things. AI generated code, you can see right here. Unit testing, code completions, inline code fixes. So far, in my view, it is one of the best. Okay, so first of all, so the first thing you need to do here is you need to actually sign up with your email, or if you have a GitHub account, you can do with that as well. Okay, so just click on step 1, sign up for a SourceGraph.com account, and I do not want to give my GitHub, so I will just give my email. Okay, I will say continue with my email. Yeah, you can see I am here. So you just need to provide your email, your username, and your password. I already have done it, so I won't do it again. I'll just click on sign in option, and I will just try to sign in with my email address. Okay, once you will sign up for an account, it will just verify your email and you will be good to go. Okay, so to save the time, I've just done it before, so I will provide with my password here. Oops, it says that username or password is incorrect. Yeah, now it's done. Okay, so there are plenty of options. Okay, either you can just install the Cody desktop app. Okay, you can download it for Mac, like Apple Silicon chip Mac or Intel Mac, or you can download for Linux. Okay, but it's not still available for Windows. Okay, and for some reason, when I was testing the Cody extension for VS Code on Windows, it's not working fine actually. Okay, so it is just, in my view, it is like a beta version, or it just needs some time to actually be fully responsive. Okay, I am here on my Mac, you can see. So I will just install Cody for VS Code. Okay, so I'll just click on this icon right here. So it will ask me to allow to open VS Code. So I'll just click on this thing. It will open VS Code for me, and it will take me to the extensions page. Okay, if I'm not wrong actually. Yeah, you can see it just took me to the extension, like Cody AI extension page, which is by SourceGraph. Okay, you can also read about it here. Okay, you can read, it has demos as well, like it says how inline chat works, how autocomplete works. So there are plenty of options, so you can just see them here. For now, what I will do here is I will just click on install. Okay, because we will be seeing all of these things actually in our upcoming videos. My install is complete. You can see I have just got a SourceGraph Cody extension icon here. Okay, it says that the extension is enabled globally, so you see how easy it was. Okay, and after installing this extension, you probably see this SourceGraph icon on the left hand side panel. Okay, if you don't see by any chance, then you should just close the VS Code and then reopen it. Okay, so if I just navigate to my SourceGraph window right here, so there you will see like two options. Okay, either you could download Cody app. So we do not want to go into that actually. Okay, because it is a beta version and it is not working like that much efficiently as the extension works. Okay, so I will just click on other sign in option. So there are plenty of options, like you can sign into enterprise instance. Okay, enterprise instance via access token. Okay, sign into sourcegraph.com, sign in with the URL and access token. So I will just click on this thing. Okay, so because we just created a simple SourceGraph.com account, okay, we've not created an enterprise instance because it's not free. This one is free. It would be free for life, okay? So that's a biggest advantage. You are getting a wonderful tool for absolutely free. If you're a developer, it's just a paradise for you, okay? So I'll just click on this thing. So it will say, do you want code to open the external website with this link? Okay. So I will just click on open. Yeah, you see my account was already logged in. So it says that authorize Cody AI by SourceGraph VS Code extension. Okay. So this grants access to SourceGraph.com account and perform actions on my behalf actually, okay? So it says that please make sure you have VS Code running on your machine if you do not see an open dialog in your browser, okay? If you're not trying to connect Cody AI by SourceGraph, click cancel, okay? I'll just click on authorize because I want it to work, okay? Yeah, you can see the details as well. I just received an email, okay, by SourceGraph saying that new SourceGraph access token created. So let me just go back to my VS Code to see whether my SourceGraph is connected or not, okay. Yeah, this is my access token. Let me just copy it, okay. I don't know why it is not working like it should be done here, okay. So SourceGraph.com, let me paste in my access token here. Yeah, it's done, okay. I just need to paste my access token and now it says that you are signed in successfully, okay? So that was it. It's done. Here I can chat with my AI assistant. So I was using it previously, so I had this chat here, okay? So let me just get rid of this chat. So I'll just click on clear history. So it will just probably clear my chat, okay? So let me just reload window. So yeah, it just did, okay? So this is basically the interface of SourceGraph Cody. Here you can chat like you do in ChatGPT, okay? So if I just open up a new file, if I say Control N and if I select a language, let's say I go with Python, okay? So if I say write a program that takes number from user and print the square, okay? So I'll just going with the basic example, okay? So if I just try to chat with SourceGraph Cody to see what it provides me here, okay? So yeah, you can see it just provided me with actually the code right here. So if I just select the code and press insert add cursor, so my code will be here, okay? You can see. So and if I go to the recipes section right here, so there are a lot of options that you cannot see in any coding assistant, okay? So it can explain the selected code like detailed and high level as well. It can generate unit tests, generate a doc string, improve variable names, and translate to different language, summarize recent code changes. It can spell your code for bugs and errors, and it can fix up code from inline instructions. We will be seeing the use cases in the next video actually, okay? So that's it for this video. I hope you like this one. So in the next video, we will be seeing some use cases, okay? Thank you so much for watching and I shall catch you up in the next video of this section. Till then, have a good day. Bye. Alright guys, okay, so we are in the course Prompt Engineering for Developers and we are in the section of SourceGraph Cody, okay, the AI assistant that knows your entire code base. So in the previous video, we saw how to set it up inside of VS Code like this thing so you can work with Cody, okay. So in this video, we will be seeing some use cases, okay. Like we can see how code explanation, code smells, and like different use cases work inside of SourceGraph Cody. So without further ado, we will just start our demonstration lab, okay? So here I am inside of my VS Code. You can see right here, I already have created some files. This is my Python file. This is a TypeScript file. This is a Go file. This is a JavaScript file, okay? and this is an HTML file. Okay, so the reason why I created these multiple types of file to show you that SourceGraph Cody works on like every type of file. Okay, so that was the purpose. Okay, so first of all, I am on my Python file. Okay, so if I go to the recipes, you can see how many options it has. Okay, it has a number of options that no other AI assistant is offering you. It is one of the best in my opinion. That's why I just put SourceGraph Cody's section at the last. Okay, so first of all, what I will do here is I will just select this complete code. Okay, suppose I do not know what this code is doing. Okay, suppose I need an explanation of this code. Okay, so I will select complete code and just select this option like explain selected code high level. Okay, so I will just click on this option. So it will just generate an explanation for me of this code. Okay, so it actually read one file and it says that you can see it's generating an explanation to this code. So you see it says this code defines a function called complex function that takes two parameters A and B, performs different operations. So this is the explanation you see. How cool is this thing? Okay, so the code explanation works in this way. So now if I move on to my TypeScript file and if I select the entire code, go to the recipes, and if I say generate a unit test, okay, so it can generate unit tests as well. So if I just select this option, so it will generate unit tests for me. Let me just expand this thing. Yeah, you see here is the generated unit test. So this is actually the test it has performed. So it says this tests the 4 math functions for basic functionality and expected errors. The tests use just expect syntax to assert return values and exceptions. So you see how cool is that? You can just give it a feedback as well. And if you want to, like, you can insert this test as well. If I just like select this option, insert add cursor, so my code will be replaced by this thing. Okay, this complete code. So you see how cool is this option. So if I just go to the Go file, this thing right here, so you see the variable naming is really poor one. So this is like XYZ, then ABC like this, then this is the variable name. So variable naming is poor. So if I go to the recipes and if I just want to improve the variable names, so I can select this option. Okay, so it will improve the variable names for me. It is generating, you can see right here, it read one file and you see it just improved the variable names. So instead of ABC, it said hello. Instead of DEF, it said world, and this thing GHI is changed to greeting. So fmt.println, the greeting is, you can see right here, and instead of this thing it says numbers 1 because it's a list, numbers 2, then it's combined because it's doing the append thing. Okay, and here instead of Z it says sum. So what I can do here is I can just click insert add cursor to change this entire code with this thing. So if I just click on this thing, so you see all of my code changed within a blink of an eye. Okay, so you see how cool it was. It just improved the variable names for me. So now we are moving on to JavaScript. Okay, so this is a JavaScript code that contains a lot of bugs. Okay, so if I select the entire code option, go to recipes, and if I say smell code, so smell code is an option that actually smells the code for bugs and errors. Okay, so if I just click on smell code, so it will just provide me with the problems. You see, it just highlight the top 5 potential issues. It says there is unreachable code, undefined variable, incorrect comparison, like infinite loop, and misnamed function. Okay, so I can say here like resolve the smell and rewrite the code for me. Okay, so let's see whether it rewrites the code and resolve the smells or not. Okay, so it's generating this. So you see it just providing me with an improved version of this code. So it also suggests that the key changes were like initialize variable before use, compare values of the same type, use proper loop condition to avoid infinite loop, renamed function to reflect subtraction operation, because you see it says here like add numbers and it's basically subtracting here. It renamed that function, removed unreachable code and unnecessary conditions. So you see how cool it was. I can just insert this code at cursor so that I can use it. So you see, it just improved the code for me. That's really amazing. Now it can also parse the HTML file. So that's really important. Suppose I just select the entire HTML file here. I can say like provide me with CSS file for styling this HTML code. Okay, so if I just open up this HTML file in my browser, so you see it's just simple website. It's just bare bone HTML which says welcome to my website and this thing right over here. Okay, so let's see whether it can style this thing or not. So if I just try to send this thing, yeah, it's generating, it's working. So you see right here, first of all, it's styling the header, then it's styling the nav bar, footer navigations. Yeah, you see it says this adds some basic styling like colors, padding, margins, etc. It styles the header, main content and footer sections separately. The navigation menus are styled as flexbox and inline block list. So it's giving you the description as well. Okay, so if we just try to insert the styling here, okay, inside the style section, so I can just move on top and just say insert at cursor. Okay, my styling is inserted here. So if I just go back to my HTML file and reload this thing, so you see now it's looking much better. Okay, it's looking a lot better than previously. So you see it can also provide you with the styling of the HTML pages. So that's really a cool thing. Okay, so now let's see how inline code completion works. Okay, so you see this plus icon, I can just say write a program to generate a function that adds to numbers. Okay, this is a simple example I'm just giving for demonstration purpose. If I just click on this button, so yeah, Cody is actually trying to respond here. You can see, so you can see it provided me with a function. Okay, this is actually how you do an inline request. Okay, so yeah, you see how easy it is. Okay, so yeah, that were the use cases we just saw actually. Okay, so fix up code from inline instructions. We can just do it like we can actually select a code right here. Okay, and we can say like fix this code. So I can like say how I can improve this code. Okay, so it will provide me with a suggestion. I'll just click on this button right here. So Cody is actually going to respond. Yeah, it says that add JS docs, comments. So yeah, it's giving me suggestions like how I can improve this code. So it says the core logic looks good, but improving validation, documentation, testing, and everything like that. So it's good. Okay, we saw like how you can generate code explanation, generate unit testing, so improve variable names. So we can also do this thing as well. Okay, we can actually translate one program into different language. Like I can change this program, which is written in Go language, to another language as well. Okay, if I just click on translate to other language, if I just say I need to translate to Python, okay, so it will just take this entire code and will translate this code into Python. Okay, so you see it just provided me with a complete translation of this code to the Python. If I want to insert it, I can, otherwise it's fine. Okay, so you see how easy is this thing. If I want to translate this code actually to Python, so let's see how it will perform. So I will say translate to other or different language. So if I want to change this to basically C++, let's see. So yeah, here's the code translated to C++. You can see right here. So you see how easy it is, how many features it has that no other AI coding assistant gives you. So that was actually to show you how many use cases can be solved by just using SourceGraph Cody. Okay, it is so far my favorite and one of the best AI coding tools available in market. Okay, so that's it for the use case video on this one. In the next video, we will see like how to solve real life coding scenarios with SourceGraph Cody. So that's it for this video. I shall catch you up in the next video of this section. Till then, have a good day. Bye. Alright guys. Hello everyone. Welcome back. We are in the course Prompt Engineering for Developers. Okay. And this is the section of SourceGraph Cody. Okay. So in the previous video, we saw like the capabilities and use cases of SourceGraph Cody, and in this video we will be solving a real life coding scenario by using SourceGraph Cody. Okay, if you're working on PDF files, there might be a possibility that you might need to merge PDFs. There are like a lot of options online that you can use. Okay, so what if you want to create your own PDF merger software, or you can say a utility? Okay, so you want to create your own PDF merger utility where it can actually take all the PDF files inside of your folder and merge them into a single file. Okay, so that's the idea actually. Okay, so without further ado, I'll just open up my VS Code and we will start our today's lab. Okay, so here I am on my VS Code, so I'll just close this terminal and I will just open up a new folder. Okay, so I will navigate to my desktop. Here I will create a new folder actually. Okay, and I will call this folder as PDF merger utility. Okay, which we are going to create. If I click on create folder, so I can now open this folder inside of VS Code. Yeah, my PDF merger utility folder is open inside of my VS Code. You can see right here. So here I am going to create a new file. So I will select Python file. Let's just close this thing out. Okay, so now first of all I will save this file. Okay, I will just click on save as, and I will call this file as pdf merge.py. Okay, so I'll just click on save. You see my file is successfully being saved. Okay, so now by using the power of prompts in SourceGraph Cody, I will just create a utility that will actually merge the PDFs for me. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I will just open up a new terminal window and I will just try to install, like I will say pip install pypdf2. This is actually a Python package that allows you to actually manage PDF files. Okay, so I'll just click enter to just install pypdf2. So yeah, it's collecting pypdf2. Now it's downloading it for me. Yeah, it will take a while to actually download it for me. You can see it's doing its stuff. Yeah, the version 3.0.1 is successfully installed. You can see right here. Okay, so I'll just close this thing out. So let me just open up my SourceGraph extension on the left hand side. And I will just clear the chat history, okay? Because I want to make sure it looks neat, okay? So let me just expand it and let me just reload Windows so that it clears the chat, okay? Yeah, it looks nice now, okay? So now by using the power of prompts, I will actually try to make this utility, okay? So the first thing I will say import. I'll just click here and I will say import pypdf2 and OS. Okay, so let's see what it generates. So yeah, you see it just imported two libraries for me. I'll just insert them at cursor. So you see they are imported now. Okay, so now I will say it like ask the user to give a file. Actually, I will just modify it and say to provide a file name, assign it to a variable called file name. Okay, let's see what it generates. Yeah, you see, I'll just click on insert add cursor, it will ask the user that enter the file name and it will save that input inside of file name. Okay, so that was perfect. Okay, so you see now it's giving me the suggestions as well. PDF file object equals open file name comma RV. So I'm not going to accept this for now. So now I will say create an object of PDF merger class. Okay, so let's see what it will generate. So you see it's providing me with the complete code now. So I can just insert add cursor. So you can see right here. Okay, so it basically reads your previous code as well. So that's the advantage like SourceGraph Cody provides you. Okay, so now next what I will do is I will just say use os.listdir to get a list of file names in the current directory. Okay, loop through each file name in the list. Okay, so it will generate a snippet for me. Yeah, it just provided me with the code. Okay, so I will just give it another instruction like also check if file name ends with .pdf only, then append it to like this thing. Okay, well, we don't want to merge all of the files. Okay, only PDF. If I just click on this thing again, so let's see what it will say. So yeah, I need this thing. I'll just copy this thing and I can paste it here, or I can select all of this and just click on insert add cursor. Okay, so I'll just paste it here. So files equals os.listdir, and for file in files, if file dot ends with PDF merger this thing dot append file. Okay, it will give the file to this object right here. So now we will be left with like just a one or couple of steps. Okay, and now I will say after all PDF files are appended, use write method to actually write the combined PDF file to the name provided by user ending with .pdf. Okay, so basically what it would do is after merging all of the files, what it would do is it would rename the combined file and call it as the name that was provided by the user. Okay, so this should do this thing. Okay, so if I just send this and wait for the response, let's see what response it gives. Okay, yeah, you see it provided me with these two lines. Okay, first of all, it took the variable like output underscore file name, and it's basically equal to file name plus .pdf. So this wrote down a function PDF merger dot write and then output file name. So it would write a new file with this name. Okay, and this thing is good, this suggestion, like files merged and return to, yeah, this thing. And I can say successfully as well. And let's say I say thank you for using this service. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now I think that's it. So now what I need to do is now I need to download 2 sample PDFs. Okay, so that I can actually perform my operation on them. Okay, so I can go to this website and I can just download this thing. Yeah, you can see it's a 4-page PDF. So I'll just click on save as onto my desktop folder, PDF merge utility, and I will save in this folder. Okay, so it's done. You can see right here. And I want one more. Okay, so I can take it from smallpdf.com. So download sample PDF. Yeah, this is a PDF with just 1 page. So yeah, that's fine. That's not a problem. So yeah, I can just locate it in Finder. Yeah, I can then just copy this file, come back to my desktop, and where is that utility folder? Okay. Yeah, here it is. So I will paste my file right inside this folder. So you see we have 2 PDF files, one with like 4 pages and another with 1 page. Okay, so I want to merge this file. Okay, you see this was the code that was generated by SourceGraph Cody. Okay, now I actually need to test this file on these two PDFs. Okay, so one of them, this one is of 4 pages as I show you, and this one is of 1 page. Okay, so I actually want to merge these two files and create it into one single file. Okay, to see this file up and running, I'll just hit F5 on the keyboard and to see whether it will work or not. Okay, so it's asking me to provide with a file name. Okay, so let's say I will say my personal docs. Okay, this will be my file name. So it will merge like all the files, PDF files present inside folder, no matter how many of them they are. Okay, and actually will convert it into this thing, my personal docs. Okay, it will create a new file, a merged PDF file, and it will rename that file with this name. Okay, so I will just hit enter. So it says that files merged and returned to my personal docs.pdf successfully. Thank you for using this service. So you see, this is the file that has been created. So you cannot open PDF files inside of like VS Code. Either you need to actually search for an extension, or I have a better solution. I will just open this PDF file in my Google Chrome, okay? Chrome browser. You see it is being opened. It has 5 number of pages. 4 of them are actually from the first one, and the 5th one is from the last. So you see, we just created the utility that actually has the capability to merge the PDF files, okay? If we just run this file once again, okay, if we just hit F5 on the keyboard, so now it will actually, if I provide the name, okay, NOM for instance, so now what it will do is it will just merge all of these 3 files. So the new file would actually be with 10 pages maybe, okay. So if I just hit enter, so you see it's right over here, nom.pdf. So let me open that PDF in Chrome. Okay, so yeah, you see right over here it has now 10 pages because it actually merged all of those 3 files. Okay, so I wanted to show you that. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you like this one. So thank you so much for watching, and I shall catch you up in next video. Till then, have a good day. Bye.